Alright, man. First and foremost, we're going to say all praises to Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Hashem, Yahweh Shai,
Hashem,
Hashem. Alright, double honors to the apostles, great millstone, and salute to your brothers teaching the word in sincerity and in truth, man. We're going to go into it, man, straight in. But as we know, man, as we know, in the end of days, when the Most High called us to be prophets, ushering the kingdom of the Most High, ushering the new world, and that's the governments of this world and all of that, they're getting destroyed, man. You got your governments, man, and they're looking at state, man. You know what I mean? You got look at what's going on in Parliament now. You got that three, four PMs in and all that. It's looking at state, man. And they might keep him in to bring in a new world order, man. We can see it, man. Because they had that in the movie that was to do with Doomsday. They had an Elam Prime Minister in there. So let's read something. Let's go.
This is Jeremiah chapter 28 and 8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilence.
So as we always say, man, the prophets that speak against these kingdoms and rulerships are Israelites, and the most Yahweh set them up. Yahweh Shai set them up, and their job was to condemn countries. What does it say? Nations.
Yep, it says against many countries. And against
so even today, we don't just, the main place is against Babylon. The scriptures always talks about Babylon, but we also get on the beast system. That's France, Germany, and this collective England, obviously, where we're at, and he's fuck out, man. Go on.
And it says, the prophet which prophesieth of peace, when the word of the prophet shall come to pass, then shall the prophet be known that the Lord have truly have sent him.
Yeah. There's another verse on that as well. You go into it anyway. There's another verse.
Yeah, it says the prophet which prophesieth for peace, when the word of the prophet shall come to pass, then shall the prophet be known that the Lord truly have sent him. And again, prophecy means to say something right before it comes to pass, man. Right. So all these false pastors and groups are saying, and such things. The spirit of the Lord ain't upon him. Because starting off with our apostles and elders on down, we've been speaking about, food shortages and blackouts and plagues and pestilences, and that this new cashless system, is coming, man. And it's clearly happening right before our eyes, man. Even now, like as you speak, in South Korea now, that Halloween stampede or whatever that took place, they say 120 people have died so far. And 100 people.
Halloween or All Hallows, is it All Hallows Eve or whatever? Yeah. That it's Halloween, man. You worshiping demons, man. Yeah. A lot of people are it's not that Halloween ain't demons. It is, man. Yeah. Now there was one video on the internet, and the person had he's at the edge. He had out in his eyes. He had these statues and that. He had the parades and all that out of his house. It looked like the Walking Dead. And the woman was so scared, man. It was like, let's say about, it was like 50 of them. He had 50 ghouls and goblins, like human-like statues out his house. And she was going, nah, that looks like, she was scared. She one of these comes to life on my ass. And that's because it's all about demons, man.
I'll precept on that.
Go ahead.
This is Ecclesiasticus 19 and 22.
In Halloween, you have someone with a blade half in their head.
Yeah.
Fake blood.
It's fake blood, which eventually that blood gonna come upon them, man.
They're like the purge, man.
Like the purge.
And most of them Halloween movies will be like someone getting attacked by a demon.
Yeah.
And getting killed, getting bust up like the Purge,
Yeah.
basically, man.
Yeah.
Same shit.
Yeah. Which really is just the spirits of vengeance.
Yeah,
You
so
know?
so people are them Halloween demons, man. Now you got spiritual demons that are real that they put in them shows, but a lot of, if someone's dressed up in a fucking scarecrow mask or in a mummified himself and walking around with a dagger, that person's actually got demons on it.
Yeah.
It ain't like it's just
No.
it's fancy dress.
Yeah.
That's a myth. That's a lie.
Yeah.
Fancy dress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does the word? Is it really a fancy dress? What does the word fancy mean? Let's look it up.
Fancy.
We've got time. Let's look it up. Let's look what fancy. Who's in fancy dress? Let's look up the word fancy.
Have a
Etymology.
research, before the borough.
I want the
Yeah,
word.
fancy. Fancy says, and the word fancy, an elaborate. It says elaborate in structure or decoration.
Decoration.
It says of a drawing or painting or sculpture created from the imagination rather than from life.
Wow.
That's
That's
deep.
good. That's good one.
I'm gonna
That's got to be demons in right?
get demons.
Rather from life.
The
So
demon. Wait, so what's with that imagination? Who you talking to?
Right.
You know what I say? It's just in your imagination. It's in your head. Well, guess what? It is. But guess what? It's the demons that are talking to you, man. It ain't just in your head. The demons are entertaining you, getting you to put the makeup on, the fake blood on. That's them demons.
Yeah, because like they'll have like a outfit and the person looks
That's
so
right.
crazy that the dagger harm is
Yeah.
there. They'll have the ear dropping off. That's
Yeah.
the imagination. That's them spirits, man.
That's them spirits,
Yeah.
man.
You got, you know what I mean? Like that's not.
Spirits.
You don't see that when you get up every day.
Yeah.
That's
So
right.
that's gotta be. That's the mind. You know what I mean?
You're channeling the vibration of death, man.
Have you got more on that?
Yeah, a little bit. It says it says a feel. It says feel a desire or liking for. It says regard a superficial or transient feeling or liking or attraction.
And they got their desires and attractions when they're doing it.
Yeah.
So now that little kid's now he's got spirits and he's walking around, banging doors off, throwing fireworks, doors, doing all sorts of mischief, man.
Yeah, with a mask on. Some sort of disguise.
Yeah. And what's interesting about, you know, when you went into the word for fancy, you were spoken about to decorate, right? Right. If you go into that word, it says to deck something with becoming ornamental, but these fancy dresses, for like they're covered in blood and moss, they're accepting that they have spirit in it, and demons in it, that because what's in their mind, the actual spirit that's in their mind is attracted to a certain kind of costume on that day, or on that day. I mean, I'm just as a like a man on that day might wear a school teacher dress. You know what I mean?
Mad. That's mad because you said ornamental. The word ornamental goes into what? An altar.
You see,
You put something, it's an ornament. You
it's
really,
a sacrifice.
you basically worshipping.
You're worshiping.
Yeah.
And like you said, what you said something about the accept that.
Yeah. To take, to accept.
Yeah, so they accept, if they wear the dress, he's accepting them feminine spots.
Yeah.
In his look, I put on this dress. And he's got a wall. You accept them demons.
Yeah.
You start acting it.
Like a prime example,
So them demons start going in your spirit.
going into your spirit, man.
Quick
Straight
preset.
out, you put in that scarecrow mask, you put in that
You're putting
Friday the
demons in yourself.
13th mask. What was it? Was Friday the 13th?
Yeah.
Freddy Krueger and all
Jason.
that.
Yeah.
Jason, you accepted them spirits, man.
Yeah.
Quick one. Ephesians 5
Yeah.
and verse 11. And have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather
It calls you unfruitful works of darkness, man. I mean, accept them things that it's not going to get you nowhere, man.
Sleep at 3 a.m. So
No, it's not going to get you anywhere during that time. You got any more?
that's now. Again,
That out.
keeps
Right.
going off and back on again.
Oh, let me have
And then it went back up. Then it'll do it like in another 5 minutes, but it's still on.
It's still live.
Go live, yeah. Oh yeah, no, it's still there.
Quick interlude,
It's still
you know?
there. This is
Sure, it's in the frame. Okay.
Ecclesiasticus 19 and 20. The knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom, neither at any time the counsel of sinners prudence. You know.
Knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom. Clapping men in the ass is not a wise thing to do. It's gonna, that's on a basic level, man. Two homosexuals, that's not a wise thing to do, man. You know what I mean? If men have got to get with women because they can have kids and procreate, man.
Right.
You know, so that's the wisest thing to do than the two men that get together, man. If a man and a woman get together, man, that's a beauty. Come on, man, it's fireworks, man. You know what I mean? But if a man and a man get together, it's not fireworks. And that man and a woman, that's fireworks happening, man. And then you can have kids, children.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
You know.
Yeah.
So that's wicked. Now that's one of the biggest tenets of wickedness.
Yeah.
Homosexual.
Yeah.
Then the witchcraft are into that. Celebrities, the dark, they do that.
Yeah.
So, you know, why did you mention homo? Because that's a satanic doctrine.
Yeah.
Homosexuals, they use that to control people, man. And demons and use demons. When Baphomet, that God's got titties and a dick.
Yeah.
Yeah, androgynous.
Androgynous spirit.
Androgynous spirit.
So that's a good point for that. Homosexuals.
Yeah.
But it says that the knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom. That is not wise, man.
Yeah.
Bogged out.
Yeah.
You know.
And then, when people be playing with it around with these, the Ouija boards and stuff, and the tarot cards. People go and study witchcraft and certain things, and they just cast spirits on them.
Yeah.
And eventually, it makes them unclean, and then Scripture says to suffer not.
They'll bog
wishes
out.
to
They get mental health.
Yeah.
Alistair Crowley, you end up
Oh,
on
yeah.
heroin.
Yeah.
Like so, there was I mean, this is getting old, but there's a ritual that Alistair Crowley did, man, with somebody, and it was a rare ritual. So when the demon come, it bogged out his friend, and he just fucked off and left him. Knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom, man. And they knew the risks, and he fucked off and left his ass. So even though you're talking about the Ouija boards and a lot of that, like when people do it, it's like a horror film, and they know that something bad's gonna happen.
Well, my so-called god brother, man, he did that Ouija board shit one time, and then he ended up getting tortured to death. You know, he got decapitated, tied up to a chair, beaten. You know, and he was supposed to be out of the house that day, but the Lord set it up where he was at home, and he got fucking beaten, bludgeoned to death. You know, and when that happened to him, I thought about that day when he actually sat around. He thought it was harmless fun, or he did the Ouija board, and guess what, man? Spirits done fucked him up. So it ain't nothing to play with, man. You're talking about, are you here? You got your fingers on the cup and it's all moving to spelling the words out. Is anybody here? And all that. Oh yeah, somebody gonna fuck your ass up. I've got a scripture, man. Ephesians 6:12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this.
That's some wicked desires, man. What you saying there, you hear? You know, you was reading desires come out earlier in tense. Are you here?
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, fancy. The word for fancy, feel a desire or liking for.
So, and then it was for something that wasn't here. It was, so they're moving the cup. Are you here? What is what here? They don't even know what they're calling on. They don't even know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Anything comes through them portals, man.
Yeah.
And then that's the curiosity of you all. You don't know what spirit's there. It's like it's talking to you. You don't even know what this is. This could look like a fucking like Alien from the movie Alien, man.
Yeah.
You don't even know what this thing is. Could be some demonic demon that looks like Alien with fucking 20 arms. And you don't. Are you here?
You know, they used to have them shows where they'll go to like a so-called, haunted house. And they'll make by a guy that was there that got brutally murdered, and his name was Bernard. Then they'll go and try and contact him. What happened to you? Tell us. And he starts moving the cup and shit. That's all wickedness, man.
You know, it's a very good film on that, the possession of Michael.
Oh yeah.
What's that one?
Michael King.
Michael
Oh,
King.
no.
Yeah.
King.
Okay, it's a different one. The one
The
Go
one
on,
that you
I-
showed us, the position of Michael King in it.
Michael
I know
King.
that one.
The ant
Yeah,
demon.
King, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one.
That
And
was like
demon
got the
came
name wrong. Then he ended up. You remember? He ended up. He just.
I think this is different.
It's a different one.
It's a different one.
Well, I don't.
Yeah.
What happened? Did he? What happened?
Basically, his wife died, didn't it? His wife died.
Yeah, that happened with him. Yeah, at the
Yeah.
start, and then. But what? But
Yeah,
talk.
basically his wife died, and basically he was saying that there ain't no God.
Yeah, that's that. That's the one. That's
was
Michael
going-
King.
yeah, Michael King, Salakia, and then he was just going far into wickedness to prove it's all fake, and then portals opened up on his ass.
Yeah, he started getting
It's
possessed.
scoffing first, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nothing. You know?
Then he started frame changing mine. He was
Remember
trying to do the
his eyes
recordings.
changed, yeah.
His neck's like.
He crawled on the wall.
Started seeing things,
Yeah.
apparitions.
Yeah.
Well, there's a scene in the movie where he went to this set of witches, right? It was like a family in a nice house. There's a lot of witches are in nice areas. That's where they're at. You know, they're in these nice suburbs and that. They're doing witchcraft. So what he's gone in there, and then he's asked him, I want to speak to angels. And I was like, well, angels don't talk to your ass. That's what they said to him. They said, you can't just call on them. So then he started getting into the left, and he said, yeah, because I said that when you go and speak to them, man, they just walk through it. They just communicate with you straight away. They're itching to come down, man. Itching for it. You know what I'm saying?
They want to appease the wrath.
Yeah,
They say-
That just shows you the level of the right hand side, you know? It's not easily accessible.
That's right.
To show that, so to open the demonology book, he wanted to contact angels because he didn't believe in the Most High or nothing. So he said, well, I want to contact everything, but the angels, you can't. They don't.
So,
Yeah.
It's sealed. You can't just.
It's not open to you, man.
Man, that's deep, man. So Esau's on a lower level. There's rituals, deals, and demons. But to get in contact with them angels, it's not accessible, man. Let's get some script. Let's finish these, and we're gonna get some scriptures on that. I don't even know what it's going into all this, man.
yeah,
But let's just go into it. Go all in.
it says, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high.
The rulers of the darkness of this world, and it's them spirits, and the elites contact involved in these spirits, man. And these devils give you power. That's gonna go take you somewhere else. But Yahweh Shai, when he got tempted by Satan, man, he got offered the kingdoms, man. That's why when you get someone with a top record deal, a rapper, actor, entertainer, you find out that Satan's involved in that shit at the top. If they offer you wealth and all that, riches and all that, you want to get the riches, you got to do this, man. You got to get involved in all sorts of stuff to get those. You want to be on the top of society, you got to do with Satan, the devil, to get up there. You know?
Yeah, it says.
You
It
want a
says.
record deal? Satan's going to knock that door.
Yeah.
So all the celebrities say it, they talk about the devil, and they know what they're into. A lot of them rap bands, even rappers, okay, rap bands, they're like more openly into Satan. So you think that rappers ain't into it? But a lot of people think, yeah, well, I like this rapper. They're on it, man.
Yeah.
But that's it's modeled for you Jakes. Because they know they're going to come to you Jakes a certain way. Be cool, talk street. Then you accept it. You know? No, but he's just real, man.
It's real.
That's what they do. Psychology, they know how to work on certain people, man. You know? Even your favorite jazz musicians sold their soul. What was that? Howlin' Wolf, the blues. And Howlin' Wolf, he was like one of the first people that said sold their soul. If you listen to Howlin' Wolf songs, it was so eerie. He's going, oh, it's crazy, man. It's eerie. You heard that shit, man?
Yep.
This shit is crazy, man. And then you got the other guy is not
Johnson.
Johnson, yeah.
Johnson. Yeah. Oh, man.
don't know what you got. Eric Johnson, B.
The one at the crossroads.
Yeah,
I
the
forgot, what's his first name?
I can't remember his first name, man. He's at the crossroads, wasn't he? People and that, he's into that.
Yeah, I remember, I forgot his name, but I know he was crazy, man.
But I think
Robert
him,
Johnson. Robert Johnson.
And you had Howlin' Wolf, man. That dude, if you listen to that, he was. But Robert Johnson was like that as well. They said on his tracks it was all spooky.
I mean, you can just see from the image, man.
You know, put it in the camera if you want, man.
Yep.
Says against the rulers of the darkness in this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places.
Yeah, so you got now these elites. Now another thing, when they build buildings, they'll build it on ley lines or they'll build it in places where you know they can channel energy for it, but they use it for a demonic purpose, man. So even the Egyptians did that. They said, I mean, I don't know how true it is, but they said the pyramids were lined up with the stars and all this. And you could see it because they made Jake build them, and they were into all mystics, so they would have done that. Now a lot of the buildings, you got the White House building in America. You got now they got owl pyramids, it's all lined up that way. The Washington Monument's supposed to be what 666. You know, if you add it all up. So that's what it is. So they're into that, and they got, you know, the ancient Egyptians did that. They said, oh, this pyramid lines up this star, because they were trying to channel, you know. Now, you know what proves that? Moses battled the Magi's, and they had enough left-hand power to get a fucking solid staff and throw it and make it turn into a snake. And they weren't dealing with the Most High, so they had the power to do that. You know, so that shows you that they're into certain stuff. Now Moses was dealing with the power of the Lord, and see, the Most High showed them that the power of the Lord is stronger than them spirits, man. So his staff devoured two of their staffs, man.
Yeah.
You know?
You even had the example of Elijah and the 450 prophets of man. Like, now they obviously was able to do some form of witchcraft and wickedness before, but when that defining moment came before the 12 tribes of Israel, that power didn't come. Well, like Elijah was there, confident, and eventually the Lord came through, man. You know what I mean? That's the same thing that gonna take place now. Like Esau, like in his elites, like in his secret councils, right? The actual scripture says, "Stand now, like that, with you know what I mean, enchantments, man," because it is arts and stuff were forsaken, man. You know what I mean? When that time eventually comes, you know. I repeat that. This is 1 Corinthians 3:16. It says, "Know ye not that ye are the temple of God, and the Spirit of the Most High dwelleth in you? If any man to defile the temple of God, him shall God destroy. For ye are the temple of the Most High, which is holy, which temple ye are." So, like in terms of what we was like speaking of, like in terms of them, you know, arts and witchcraft and Ouija board and stuff, that actually defiles the person, you know. So yeah, man, that's the point.
I got a precept. Exodus 7:10. And Moses and Aaron went in unto Pharaoh, and they did so as the Lord Yahweh commanded. And Aaron cast down his rod before Pharaoh and before his servants, and it became a serpent. Then Pharaoh also called the wise men and the sorcerers. Now the magicians of Egypt, they also did in like manner with their enchantments. For they cast down every man his rod, and they became serpents. but Aaron's rod swallowed up their rods.
Yeah, so the power of the Lord is stronger than the power of the left. But the Lord controls the left anyway. And that's how tripped this gets. It gets even tripped because you think, oh yeah, well, the Most High controls all of it. He controls everything, man. He controls the right and the left. Go ahead.
This is Psalms 78 and 49. He cast upon them the fierceness of his anger, wrath, and indignation and trouble by sending evil angels among them.
So now they've got this. They got the philosophy in the world. They say, look, man, like Satan's trying to take out the Most High in a battle, in the ultimate galactic battle. Or, but then they make a movie on it. But that's not what's happening, man. So what's actually happening with it is that you call God is in control of everything. Yeah. He controls every spirit under the sun, man. He controls the angel and the demon. He controls all of it, man.
That's right.
Yeah. You know what I mean? He controls all of it, man. He's not just controlling that, or this is controlling all of it. He controls all of it. So that's why it just said he sends evil angels. He can. And then you might think, something bad happened. The Christians will go, oh, that's the devil. Okay, well, the Most High can send the devil on you. How about Paul? You're actually sending demons on there.
Yeah.
On there. And what's a demon? Yeah, but what? It's a curse. Yeah.
God.
So now what's going to happen? They're going to get cursed by them spirits. Spirits are going to bog them out. You know what I mean? Like, they might start talking to themselves. They might be fucked, man. So when you actually curse someone, the Lord's giving you the authority to make portals open up them, and them left-hand angels, they bog them out, man. You know?
Precept.
Yeah,
Isaiah 45 and 7. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things.
You might as well get put it over there so you can get everyone in the shop. Yeah, see if you can get us all in the shop.
Yeah, that's a good angle. Yeah.
Amos chapter 3 verse 6. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil?
So even, like, if something happens in the city, everyone's going to be afraid. If a bomb went off right now, people want to blame people. You say, okay, the Russians. People need someone to blame to feel freaking to deal with it. You know what I mean? And that's what Britain, that's what these Western countries do. Safety nets, that's just a rebel group, man. They're crazy. But what about when things start happening that are unexplained? You know what I mean? Then what are you gonna do then? That's why the fact that when the government starts, which the government's internally doing that like 9/11 anyway. But when things start happening like food shortages, people, well, where's the Conservatives? Where's this government? What do we do? Like, but you said, so now even to destroy the economy, they gotta blame the Russians, or the Russians fucked up the pipeline. And it come out today that the Russians are blaming Britain for that pipeline thing, the Nord Stream. They're actually coming out and blaming England. And England is denying it. No, they're totally lying. They did it. England's blaming, but the Russians are saying, and you can believe the UK did it, man, because the UK are working with Israel and America.
Yeah.
They're well right in there.
Yeah.
Anytime you got these meetings with any politician, prime minister, Liz Truss, she was in a room with Amalek. What? She had to support them.
Yeah.
They have to bow down to these. You see it? They got to bow down.
Yeah.
They got to suck their dicks, man.
Yeah, it's true. It's true, man. And a lot of them pipeline destructions and stuff like that. There's a lot of them is like MI5 agents and like basically James Bond.
Probably
MI6.
MI6.
Yeah.
Because MI5's home,
home.
and then MI6 is foreign.
Yeah. James Bond, pretty much. James Bond, pretty much. That's what he does. What do they call those guys? They destabilize countries. Economic hitmen. And there's another word for them as well. Foreign diplomats.
Foreign diplomats.
Diplomats.
That's
Economic hitmen and foreign diplomats. It's all interchangeable because they go to countries and what they'll do is like you have like a British foreign diplomat and basically infiltrate it for Britain's sake. That's what they do.
So and don't think they do that. Russia does the same thing here too. They all do it.
They speak multiple languages.
Multiple languages. Russia's their one's called KGB agents. KGB agents. So everyone does it. They all do it. You know, but obviously when we see the media here, you're gonna see the side that's portrayed for us to
America,
see.
you got what, the
You know what I mean?
FBI, CIA, and that.
Yeah. FBI, yeah, CIA.
FBI,
That's
CIA.
all the Bushes and them.
Yeah,
Bushes,
yeah.
The Bushes, Senior Bush and that. He was the founder of
The spooks that knock on the door.
The spooks that knock on the door.
Men in black.
Yeah, they're the dudes that like infiltrate Black Panthers and shit. You know, they hired assassins, man. Very skilled geezers, man. And they do shit like that. But that whole thing with the pipeline destruction, it's not far fetched that England did it because they got people that can do stuff like that, bro. James Bond, they got James Bonds, man. And
Yeah, you're right, bro.
Yeah.
You got it. Let's read something, man.
Precept. This is Job chapter 12, verse 16. It says, with him is strength and wisdom. The deceived and the deceiver are his. You know, just backing off that point, you know, the Heavenly Father controlling both sides. You know, the deceived and the deceiver is. The Heavenly Father's control. He's in control of everything, including who's in rulership over the earth today. Guess what? Then the Heavenly Father put Esau in rulership over the earth today. The earth is being given into his hand, right? He's the wicked. You know? And he is a deceiver, man.
Yeah.
He's the top deceiver, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Precept. This is Ecclesiasticus 18:2. The Lord only is righteous, and there is none other but he, who governeth the world with the palm of his hand, and all things obey his will. Even Satan obeys his will, man. You know?
yeah,
Prime example is Job.
yeah, that's what.
Kings of countries.
Yeah,
So every like, let's say that they say that the World War III is an Illuminati thing. And really, it's the most, because the most that was in the Bible and the scriptures before it was in any ruler's head. And a lot of them don't even want to go to war. They're blaming him and blaming him. You know what I mean? And that they got to make someone do a speech and that before it gets to that stage, man. So you know that like they don't really want to press that button. Dad didn't do a speech the other day, man.
Yep.
And he was getting on the West. He was saying that use that faggots and LGBT. But he said that, you know, and he was bigging up the Africa and the South America. He was bigging up like third world countries. And he said that like you ain't got the right to push that LGBT on people. Man. He said that. Says you can believe if you want, but don't be pushing it on people. So the Lord has got a difference.
well, even in
But you know that's prophecy in the scriptures. The kingdom divided against itself. You got it really.
Yeah. Well, I've got Isaiah 19. It says, and 1, the virgin of Egypt, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud. Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. And I will set the
And you know what?
Egyptians.
in the American culture and country, it's different pagan religions amalgamating.
that's it. That's
You
it.
know, Masons,
Melting pot.
Masons,
different Christian denominations,
Hindus.
statues everywhere, temples,
Yeah.
Mason temples.
Yeah.
That's what's going on. Don't tell me it's a Christian nation. Why you got Mason temples?
That's right.
Why you got Hindu temples in there? That doesn't make sense. That's not a Christian nation. Freedom of religion. How? That's bullshit, man.
Yeah.
Oh, democracy in the
what
West,
like?
but then you're trying to incorporate the scriptures into that. Fucking lies, and we can get scriptures out on that all day. But then you know it's vocab and all more curse out Hindus and all that. He's a demon. He loves America, man. Everybody, where you're at, people are worshipping fucking demons.
Hindu gods.
Straight out worshipping demons, man.
Yeah, man.
Then you got satanic temples.
Yeah.
You got the Anton LaVey thing. Then you got celebrities. You know what I'm saying? They're into all that shit.
Yeah.
It's a joke. There's no truth.
No truth. And the
These
founding
were the
fathers.
prophets.
Yeah, can't. That's right, man. It's true. And even can't. And even the people do stuff like that, like in America. You know, people are into them Ouija boards and shit. They want to talk. A lot of people love. They think it's like they made it like a game, the Ouija boards, but that's like
Spirit,
summoning the
'cause
dead.
we went into that.
You said that you talked about it. Okay.
That's a spirit. That's a
That's
spirit.
a spirit. But people they be
I
doing
ain't
that.
brothers here mention that in ages, man.
You
All
know.
of a sudden it keeps coming up.
They be messing with stuff like that, right?
The Lord wants that cursed out.
He does.
So a lot of people,
Yeah.
more people are doing it than people think.
That's right.
A lot of these black women are doing it. A lot of
Some
these
people
Instagram
dead, bro.
bitches are doing it. Just general people, you walk in the street, she's hot. Well, she's a demon.
And again, and,
Do you know what I mean?
and you gotta watch. Even you watch the film. If you see the film Ghost, Whoopi Goldberg, she was doing that. You know, summoning the dead. That doesn't mean someone's gonna wake up from the grave, but they mess with people and they like Samuel type of thing. But they might not come in front of them. They might not have that kind of power, but people do fuck with I've heard, he told me this, she told me
Well,
that.
we was going into it, that basically we were going into certain words and etymologies that they don't even know what they're summoning and they
Yeah.
get bogged out. That's why things smash in the house.
Yeah.
The picture might jump off the wall. They don't know what they're actually calling on.
Yeah.
You know, they could be calling on a fucking 10-headed demon. So they don't even know because you can't see it. You don't know what's in the room. They don't even know. They ain't got the knowledge.
Yeah.
These are low-level clowns.
Yeah.
They ain't got the knowledge to know what they're actually dealing with.
And
You
you
got, if you assist, can you move that cup? You don't know what's moving that cup, man. They ain't on a level.
it's all scary. Hey,
The higher levels of witchcraft is conjuration, where you can, and that's what the Illuminati do.
that's what my
Alistair, you know,
That's right,
we
yeah.
was going into that, but so they do conjuration, where you'd have an actual spirit. The Rothschilds,
Yeah.
there's a book Codex Magica, and according to that book, and that there's 13 seats in the Rothschilds. But now, is it true? Well, we believe it. Why? Because that's conjuration's real, man.
It's real.
If Alistair Crowley could do it, he went on the Rothschilds' level. He was just a rich aristocrat
Yes.
brat that got heavy into witchcraft because his family were rich.
Tap into it, yeah.
And the actual scripture says whose coming is as the working of Satan. You know, so Esau is a spiritual counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan, and Satan kind of helps him out, man, deals with it.
Yeah. Nah, go on.
Yeah, you got it.
No, you go ahead. Go on.
Hey, the scriptures speak about stand without enchantment.
Holy Spirit, we mentioned.
Hey, you know, I was thinking because you said about America and it being a land of the witchcraft and all that. Well, the founding fathers coming out of Britain, remember, they come from places like Plymouth and the south of England, and them were real demons. There were some real, there were some fucking demons, bro. There were some real warlocks, some witches, and they were some real heavy demons. The pilgrims that went to, and they landed on the east coast and started dealing with the tribes there, and they brought a lot of that fucking mysticism from here with them.
Every point.
Some real witches, man.
You know,
The
when you
Salem,
split,
yeah.
the south of England, Devon, Cornwall, you know, and a lot of that region's owned by Prince Charles, King Charles. now.
Yeah.
And he was over there.
That's-
There's
that's-
documentaries of him,
Yeah.
and he
Cornwall's-
chills there
yeah.
and that.
These
There's a lot of witches over there. There's a lot of small towns, and like a lot of history and that over there. But that's you know, their spots.
Yeah, man. And they
You
brought
know?
that. They came to the Americas and bought. So America ain't no fucking Christian country. That was founded on like we were saying, witchcraft, bro. From its beginnings.
Yeah.
You know, that's what they bought over there. They bought that with them. All right, in the guise of you can come with the Bible, but your origins is
Witches.
exactly.
Albert Pike,
Exactly.
and then so they came with masonry and they were really demons. That is true. So what didn't they just make it up on the spot? They were witches.
Yeah. And like in America,
All them presidents and that were masons and that they were sorcerers. Albert Pike went into that. You know,
It's true, bro. That's right, man. That's the
there's a lot of
foundation.
witchcraft in that south. A lot, man. There was a point I was gonna say, but it slipped my mind about down there. Fuck was it?
Witches and warlocks in the south.
I forgot it. Oh, man. Lord willing.
I'll read this. Isaiah 47:12. Stand now with thine enchantments, and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be, thou shalt be able to profit. If so be, thou mayest prevail.
Yeah, so that's the talking about Esau, man. And we're gonna go into it's talk really America, right? Stand with your enchantments that you labored with from your youth, basically, man. Because even brothers going into it, really, all the mysticism goes back to the zoo and just different ancient gods, basically, from Babylon and the mystics, the magi's of Egypt and whatnot. You know, it's all linked. But the point is, the Lord said, stand with your enchantments that you labored with from your youth. Talking about Esau, his birth is witchcraft, man. So, yeah, when the time comes, when the Lord starts bringing that hell upon your world, your powers that you've been dealing with ain't gonna help. Basically, that's what that's gonna start going into. That's not gonna. Go ahead, go on.
Yep, it says, thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels.
Yeah,
Let-
the multitude of their councils, because they go in. They really that serious. They go in. Esau, you know, wakes up. He goes in on that side of business. But guess what? All them councils that they're doing for this, for what they're doing now, ain't gonna work in the end, because it's for a limited time, man. Like the brothers have said over the years, when them demons renege with Esau, you know, when the Lord says, "All right, time to come." Nah, the Lord can do that. When he will do it. It's time to come here now. No. We ain't gonna mess with him no more. And he's left on his own.
And well, the Lord can send down a lion spirit.
Yeah,
So
man.
Esau's getting, that's in the scriptures in Kings.
Yeah.
Who will go and be there's the angels, Salakia, brother.
Yeah, no, go on.
There's,
What
yeah,
you reading Isaiah 47?
47.
It explains it
Yeah.
itself.
Yeah.
When you read into it, it actually like explains that. It says
Yeah.
that.
I'll read it.
Yeah, read it.
It says-
it goes into that.
Yeah, it says, thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels.
Yeah.
Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the
They say they're
monthly.
wearied in the multitude of their counsels.
That's in like, yeah.
I don't know what that word. If you look up that word, someone look up that word. Wearied in the multitude. Look at the word wearied. Let's go into it. Let's look at the word.
Yeah. So if you see, even Esau, you see that the astrologers, for example, there's examples of that, like in they got the biggest telescope, Vatican, and there's one I think in like one of them Gadite towns, man, Nevada or you know them. One of them, that's the only two. They're like really space telescopes. They look into sky all day long. That's all they do. Their job is to do that. So you know what I mean? And why do they do that? Because they want to see signs in the heavens.
And that's based. The locations that is based off sorcery. The Vatican and
The Vatican, yeah.
Nevada somewhere.
There's
And
one in
NASA's
Nevada,
like
one of them,
a lot of
yeah.
those NASA and
Yeah.
those places are locked
So I
up.
think it's Nevada or something like somewhere like one of them kind of like
You know, you
cave
got Area
type of
51
towns.
that they're talking about.
Yeah,
But you got anywhere where these kind of government places are locked up.
yeah. And then they just got them. I know it's just a film, but the movie, The Omen, showed you that. You know the movie, The Omen. The movie is like Damien. You know Damien Fawn. He's like a demon. Like, a good movie. It's a good movie, but it's a Hollywood movie. But they show you the Vatican. They're waiting for the stars to align because they know a savior is going to destroy Satan on earth. That's how they
But
portray
the
the movie.
Vatican's the spiritual side of the NWO, the books, the history. You know, the Vatican, if you know, they got the books over there and certain stuff.
Yeah,
You know, and they got the religious order of it.
Yeah.
The pagan Roman Catholic Church and all that. They got all that going on.
yeah.
And there was actually a meeting recently with the Pope and Muslims and all that. A big fucking meeting that they've just had. And
Pope
like a
and
UN
Muslims.
setting, yeah?
Yeah.
Like with all, we have to look it up, but he's actually just done that. He's just done that. They were sitting there trying to link
Yeah,
all
because they're all part of the
religions.
same orders, man. They're all part of the same orders, man.
He wears that hat as well, that fish hat.
Yeah.
That Pope. It goes back to Dagon, isn't it?
Dagon, yeah.
It goes to the Canaanites, is it?
Yeah, yeah.
There's a lot of pagan symbolism and loads of pagan symbolism in the Vatican.
Names.
They've got some stuff like they've got the obelisk, which is the sun, the phallic symbol of Egypt,
Yeah,
which was a Egyptian symbol. And on the bottom of that, they've got a sundial that is in the middle of. So for sun worship, because they're heavy into even got a sun stick. They got a stick
Yes.
with a sun on it.
yeah. That
With
staff.
the
they have,
IHS on it. They got a sun staff for the sun worship.
Yeah,
The Roman Catholic Church is riddled with pagan and Babylonian mysticism. They got so they got the sundial, and that's like when you go to the Vatican, the obelisk there, it's a big sundial there, sun symbol. What else they got? So they got a pine cone there, which is that represents your pineal gland. They've got a giant cone, and he passes over that. That's your pineal gland, is what the pine cone. So they're talking about mysteries, because they know that with in your pineal gland and your mind's eye is where the spiritual stuff comes. You know, they know that. Then even in the Roman Catholic Church, you got other pagan rituals and stuff within Roman Catholic ceremony, you know. You know, like brother mentioned the fish hat, that goes back to Dagon, the fish god, because they actually used to wear that like in a fish, with a fish, you know. So that's what it goes back to.
Those arches,
The groves in the churches. Or pagan. You know?
piece of Viva.
Yeah, go ahead. We got that
Oh,
word.
Salaki, the words. Yes.
I got the weary in the blue letter. It says, outline of biblical usage: to be weary, be impatient, be grieved, be offended, to be tired of something, to
So
make.
they're going to be tired of it. It's not working out. It's going to be grieved. It's not even what the fuck. So, when you do a ritual and it ain't working, you're going to be frustrated, man. It's like when you pray to the Most High. You got, you know, if you try to heal someone with herbs, the Lord doesn't have to heal that person. You got to pray with herbs. Then he's like the person like getting healed because the Most High didn't give the green light. You know. So we're talking about the left, but you know the right is the same. It's the same stuff. So exactly. So if you want to heal someone, you get a herb. Okay, eat that ginger. You know what I mean? Or put that ginger on that cup. You gotta pray. The Lord can have it not even be working. Huh?
This is Ecclesiastes 8.
Then we'll go back to the Isaiah 46.
This is Ecclesiastes 8 and 11. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. Though a sinner do evil 100 times, and his days be prolonged, yet surely I know it shall be well with them that fear the Most High, which fear before him. But it shall not be well with the wicked, neither shall his days be prolonged.
So the wicked they're not going to get delivered. Now they've got the palaces, the mansions, and that goes into Esdras and that. Wait, you know the Babylonians, they're living fat. Why are the wicked living good? Why is everything going good for them? And why do the upper echelons of society, mansions, wines? That's how this is going on. The people up on the top, on any level, they're living good. So that's why they can get someone to sell out. They'll get someone from a common areas, which the common areas represent most of the country. There was now I'm not into voting and politics. You all know it's set up, but in 2017 there was a vote for who's going to get in 2019. And Conservative represents the upper class, right? Labour represents the poorer class. Do you know that most of the country in England was all blue Conservative, and it was only like London, so you're talking about your poor areas, Brixtons and all this, and East London, and Brum and Liverpool and Manny and all that, and Leeds were like the only red, like Labour towns. Everywhere else, like the South, all that, Devon, all that was blue. Now this is according to the map they put out. Someone type in, you got it? It was all so blue.
Yeah.
So a lot of these, like, but, and you know England's full of most of these smaller towns, you don't even know who these people are. Money.
Yeah, that's not even.
So they Conservative is a party that's supposed to represent people, the upper echelons of
There you
society.
go. That's a better
People
one.
with money.
Pull it up. Yeah.
So most of the people, man,
Look
like,
at that.
That's fucking,
you know, a lot of towns in England are creepy with rich people with money.
That was in
A lot of your
2017.
major towns talk about Brum,
General
Liverpool,
election.
Manny. You know what I'm saying? They're fucked.
Results.
Liverpool, they're known for being Labour.
paupers, isn't it?
Brum's known for being Labour. Like if you check out you get maps on them towns, most of the like they're all voting Labour in it because it's poor people. That's why Labour governments don't get in. Not that we believe in government. I'm just saying because Labour was in like before 2015.
Yeah.
So they're in, of course, but we're just saying that it just shows you what's going on. You know, it just shows you that people that will, like, and that's if you believe in voting, you need a might with money. Els, no, I shouldn't even look, but Els be going to Waddesdon Manor, going to the Cornwall, going around all these areas. You know, these shires, what would you call these? Like Shropshire, Warwickshire, Wiltshire. You know? All those places. Devonshire. All those shit. They all, come on man, them people man. Now you got poor people down there, but you know, you got a lot of people with money. A lot of people with spouts in them places, man, big time. You know? And that's the saying, them places will be voting for those. Now, you know what they said? A lot of people now, they were saying a lot of people, because of what's going on, they don't want to deal with Boris Johnson. So, they don't, because the Conservatives are shambles, they said, they don't go to Labour, they go to Liberal Democrats. So that's like the in-between level. I mean, so they don't want to go there. So that shows that the fucking rich don't care about the poor. Look at you like you're illiterate, and you know, the rich don't care about the poor, man. They look down on the poor. Well, I'm not going to vote for Labour. This is politics. Politics is a game. Politics is set up to cater to what you believe in.
Well, even
that's what it's all about. It's an illusion.
It is an illusion.
So okay, like, you know what I mean? So if the people in the poor get too mad, put Labour in, because they believe in it. Well, Labour's all about the poor. Which, you know, they'll always push the lockdowns and the chip. They'll do the same thing. But it just soothes the people.
They're Rome all over again. That's that democracy, man. Palladian, patrician, you know?
Yeah.
One for the people, one for the aristocrats. Even the one that's in the power, the one that's in power now, Sunak. He said there was a clip of him going, you know, he's a preppy kid, isn't it? Preppy guy, whatever, rich kid. There's a clip of him, you know, and then he mentions about having like lower class friends, and he goes, oh no, and then so he said that by accident. You know, like basically saying like, I don't have no pauper friends, basically. But he said, you know, I've got aristocratic friends.
No, but there's another video where he just got it straight out, was in a rich neighborhood, and he said, well, we're gonna stop funding money to the poor. He said that. I'm gonna start, you know, we're gonna stop giving them money, they're getting too much. We're gonna start giving it to us that need. He said that.
Us that need it.
Yeah, he said it. He's actually said that straight out.
It's funny.
That was worse than that one. They like using that one. He's been worse than that.
Yeah, man, it's hilarious, man.
Because he was out in a neighborhood and they were like, what you gonna, like, yeah, we're gonna stop giving them money. He said it like that.
Yeah. That's how they think.
It went viral, like.
It's true. You see, you know, like
That's how they talk when they're behind the scenes, man.
it's less of two evils, man.
Atlas. That's a nice name, man. Atlas.
Thank you.
What a nice name, man.
You know, the lesser of like, it's the lesser of two evils, man. Vote for Labour, vote for, you know what I mean? It's crazy, bro.
Let's read the scripture.
Revelation 13 and 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two
We're
horns.
gonna get people in the frog saying something. Really popped up there, man. Go on.
And he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon.
That's that Roman, that's that, basically pretty much the system of Rome. The two horns as a lamb. Yeah, so that's them, they're basically the two parties pretty much, you know? And then, but he spake as a dragon, meaning...
Yeah, when they speak as a dragon, that's really what they're saying. That's really what they're saying.
They're the dragon.
That's the measures.
Yeah.
So they might say this and act like a lamb, but when they really speak, you know, what they're really doing is all draconian measures.
Warmongers.
They always say that. They'll say, well, when I get in power, I'm going to cut this, do that. And then when they get in there, they don't cut any taxes.
Nothing happens. But guess what will happen? Hey, brother. Hey, you know, they say that they do these things, but you know what? 2 days later, you you don't know it, but this country's in another country invading it. And so you have to look it up though. You know what I mean? Like what's his name? Obama, when he was he got the Nobel Peace Prize, which that's a fucking gimmick. But the day he got the Nobel Peace Prize, they were blowing up Yemen that very night. So that's what they do. That's an example. They speak as they're so peaceful and like lambs, but they're blowing people up all across the sea. You know what I mean? We just ain't seen it. We ain't experienced it here yet. But that's what they do. Since we've been born, bro, England's been in war. It's been in Argentina and the Falklands. It's been in Afghanistan. It's been here. It's been there. It's been in Syrian issues. It's been in Turkey. It's been, you know.
I was gonna do a video on it. You know what come out today? That the in the submarines, the British submarines, people are getting raped in the submarines, man. They got rape lists. So they got a list of your
Men
name
and women.
Yeah. So your time comes around.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna show you, but we're gonna get back. Lord willing, when we get back, I've recorded it. I was gonna do a video before you brothers, but you know, I said okay, I'll do it later, but whatever. But
Yeah. That's the shit.
basically, what happened is, and this is shows you that a lot of these people believe that when you're posh in England, that like they're posh because they're good people. That's a myth. Now a lot of people in England know that's bullshit, man. You communists know that's bullshit, but there are that are communists that aspire to be like that.
Of course.
You know, I'm trying to speak. I'm trying to go Oxford. You know, because that's a myth.
Yeah.
Now the woman that the news reporter woman, she went. Surely she was talking. I'm going to show you this. She's speaking to like a chief admiral, and she was like, surely, I mean, it's saying that there's a rape list of who's next, and then she said there's someone of the dicks in someone's pocket. The chief of the fucking submarine and his dick in someone's pocket. Surely this is just fantasy, and this is what's going on, just like in fantasy reality, right? And he went, I'm sorry, but I mean this is true, isn't it? Because she's grew up with in the belief, we're good people. We pay our, we do
All of that.
You know what I mean?
All of
People
that.
with money are
That's
good.
the real reality, man.
But he was like, no, and this is the top people. He was like, no, this is just happening in universities. People are getting
What was
raped.
that? What fell there? You know, so much, man. Hey.
People are getting raped and fucking. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, fucking, we don't know. Cut it out. Maybe you might just put yours over it. This is burnt, man. Don't worry.
It's a lucky idea.
So, and basically, man, he was saying, look, man, they're doing it in all. He's saying this is the transactions of life right now. This is increasing, and he's in unis, and she was like, she couldn't handle it, and then she kept asking him questions, man, and he's involved. He's trying to say, well, look, man, you gotta accept this.
Yeah.
And then basically he started blaming it on the carbon dioxide. So, well, you gotta understand they're under the submarines, and so they're not thinking straight. This is what he said. So then she was like, but what's the penalties and all that? Because he can't deal with what he's saying. He's a mason because he's blinking. He's blinking. He's talking with his eyes closed. You got it, So she's out of touch with reality.
Of course.
And you know what he said? He said, I mean, if it hasn't, he said, so I mean, he'd be fortunate. He said something like this, like, I mean, so I presume this happened to you, but then she went, I can assure you this happened to me. She had a meltdown. He actually said that. He said, you probably fucked and raped. And she just like, she's like, I can assure this hasn't happened to me. You know what I mean? He's like, because he so she hasn't even got there yet. She's obviously been fucked. He thought it was consensual. So she's dealing with some Amalekites, blowing them off. Or she's like a lesbian now, but she ain't there. She's bugging out.
Yeah.
Surely this is not going on and just getting fucking taken.
Man, I'll show you that. It's one of the epic clips I've seen in my life. Go ahead.
That's the reality, man. That's reality, man. When you sign up with these industry, these militaries and shit like that. Why do you think a lot? It's funny because
You know what the scripture says? It's like to God, man.
sorry, bro.
Scripture says that men shall be like women.
Yeah.
And you know it's a spirit because I'm going to send you something about British soldiers. Soldiers ever. Looking through accounts, I've seen some. A lot of them do the faggots, man.
Yeah,
As
100,
we
bro.
know.
100, bro. Definitely.
You know what I mean? They're
They're
faggots. Creeps, man.
They're creeps, man. And you know what? When they go
A
to
night out for them is walking out in the club strip.
you seen it, bro.
Dildos in their hands and all that.
You seen some of them. Some of them. I've seen one where you got these legionnaires, not legionnaires. What's the army brigade in England. They wear the red caps. Paratroopers.
Okay,
There was a group of paratroopers. I seen it. They go to Spain on holiday because it's free for them. They can dock there, and they're all doing all gay shit. They're coming out partying butt naked, and you know the weird shit. And these are supposed to be the troopers of the country. They're creeps, man. And you know, this is what I was gonna say. But when you sign up with the army, and you get into the army, basically you get to fulfill those. You get to be a rapist. You get to be a fucking. They actually go there and rape Iranians, and that's what they do. They murder kids. You know, they got a license to murder. They got a license to just be a free-willed lunatic and come back to England, to the country like you're normal. That's the people.
But
That's
the
what's
media,
going on,
the
man.
conservative media,
Yeah.
left, right is
Yeah.
all both the same shit. You know,
Yeah.
but and they gotta say it like that.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
gotta, they won't.
Like, when we're meant to salute the Union Jack.
That's what,
like,
but yeah,
which
because
I like
these
the
posh,
Union Jack.
that's where the posh shit is controlled.
Yeah.
They're saving the country.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
Hey.
and they, you know, brave.
Oh, boys.
But you know, but I wouldn't say it. Well, yeah, they might
So
say
like
it like
that, that's the common
No,
one.
that's the common way.
That's the
to-
common one,
They don't
yeah.
say it like that in the
Yeah,
news. That, you know, there are regiments,
That's
there are
true.
troops there. You know, and bad regimes, and you know what I mean. All this talk. So you, yeah, true.
The
You know,
Al
saving the
Gaddafi
country.
regime was and very tyrannical. Like an hour.
Right, the tyrannical regimes
Like an hour.
of maniac oppressors.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
you know what I mean?
When it's them
The
coming in
British,
there, fucking bringing that.
the British.
Exactly.
You know all this shit, man.
Yeah, but you
No
know
one
what?
fucking talks like that in the
talks
realms
like
of reality, man.
He-
The British. You know what I mean? What's all that about?
It's true. It's true. And you know,
Come on, man. And then you get black bitches in London doing that.
yeah,
Like, you know what I mean?
It's
They'll
a-
be-
that's a-
what?
yeah.
What is that shit, bro?
I know.
What the fuck's that?
It's true. You can't get caught by that bullshit, man. Excuse me.
The public.
Hey, what I was gonna say to you, like, remember?
Fuck that South shit, man.
Hey,
Because that's from the South.
yeah, that's true.
That's where it
is.
comes from. Come on.
The Queen's
The Queen's
speech.
speech is the South. Cornwall, the you know, all that. You know what I mean?
Can't.
Because
It's a
you know
lot.
what I'm saying? The further north, they don't talk like this. It's
Queen's
South.
speech,
It's that
bro.
South shit.
Yeah.
It's that, you know what I mean? That, you know, Queen's speech.
Queen's speech.
Because
Hey.
Nicola Sturgeon don't talk like that. She's, you know, she's in Scotland. She just.
They want to break off.
Well,
You
even
know
the
what I'm
other
saying?
one, even the one you showed before, the like the common MP, the woman, so-called common.
The Manchester bird.
Manchester, yeah.
What's her name again?
She's cool as
I
hell.
remember her
but
name. I was
she's,
looking the other day. What's her
you know,
name?
these
Yeah.
snobby fucks. You know how they.
She's
you know,
part of the Labour, and
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
always next to Keir Starmer. What's her name?
Yeah.
She's next to Keir Starmer all the time, and they cursed her out.
Cursed her
Oh,
out,
your
yeah.
brains, no legs, no brains.
All
They
legs,
put
no
her
brains.
in her place
Yeah.
because she was getting mafia from Manchester
Yeah,
and
all
all
that,
that. I
and
didn't
she-
go to that school, but they
And
put her ass in her place.
Yeah. Straight away, bro.
Now, when you get in government,
Eton toffs.
doesn't matter what fucking party you in, they've let you in the higher society.
That's what's happened.
So
bro.
you can't help the Angela Rayner.
That's what's happened.
So you can't help the people.
Yeah.
If she was to get elected, you think she could help the people? She's got to
She's got
push
to bow to
COVID,
their
she's
will.
gotta bow.
Them Eton toffs. Hey, you know what's funny? You know, you was talking about the army and the
Now she
militia.
lives in a better neighbourhood. 4 years ago,
course,
she's getting
of course.
interviewed in like a tough castle somewhere.
Of course.
But she's still mouthy. That's what they didn't say that about. No, the female ones didn't say that about.
Liz Truss.
No, yeah, Liz Truss.
Yeah, she's a
But they didn't
posh
say
girl.
that about Theresa May.
Theresa May, of course.
They
Because
dealt with
they're
her
all,
because
they're
she's
all
from that.
Eton toffs.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. They're
So
all-
why
they're
is
from
she getting
Eton.
that? Because they know where she comes from.
Exactly.
She's
She's from the
You
lower.
better know your place.
We've let you in here.
Exactly.
We've let. Hey, when the army, to mention a point, you talking about the armies and stuff. Do you remember the Iraq War? Do you remember when they started releasing footage of the Iraq War?
Yep,
And there was just
yep.
Iraqis piled
That's
up,
the spirit.
butt
I
naked,
literally
and
just had
the crackers are sitting on them. They're, playing with their, their private parts and all kind of shit.
Yeah.
Playing with the Iraqi woman naked. They had them piled up like on a fucking mile high of bodies, and you had the troopers like eating like troopers. Isn't it? They were taking pictures with them.
Yeah, they did that. They
Remember they
stacked
were
like a pyramid.
stacked them like a
They were
fucking
setting
pyramid.
dogs on it.
Setting dogs
They're
on them.
naked and I
They
think they were
fucking-
electrocuting
They,
them
yeah,
and
they had
shit.
some of them they're blindfolded.
Those like
electrocute them,
Guantanamo
not-
Bay.
Turn Guantanamo Bay and
Guantanamo
yeah.
Bay. Did you say that?
Oh no, I didn't say
It was in
that.
Guantanamo Bay,
Can't.
and they was basically allowed to do what they fucking wanted
You
to
do
them.
what the
You
fuck
got-
you want to them.
Okay, you can put it in the camera. It was fucking them up.
Oh fuck.
But
they were
because they're
fucking
terrorists, right, do what you want. It proves that these armies are demons.
They're demons.
Honor.
They're demons.
What about drone strikes and villages? People, nah, they don't do that.
You know what proves that?
Russia's
they're demons?
saying, we're talking about it.
Yeah.
Russia's saying that England blew up the Nord thing,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
England were totally liars. That's something. This is what England said exactly. I got it recorded. I think I didn't get that. They said, "Oh, but Russia's blaming everybody for every attack."
Yeah.
No, they're not. They blamed you.
Yeah.
That was a lie.
Yeah.
England just lied. They're totally making it up.
They
Totally.
fucking
That was
blew
in the
them.
BBC News.
Yeah, come
so
on,
these
come on.
these people, these bottom folk, can feel good about themselves. No, we wouldn't do that.
Exactly. We're the goodies.
You fucking what the fuck you talking about?
They're the goodies. What about Lawrence of Arabia, man? Look at their fucking history. Lawrence of Arabia was
Shit
a
pisses you.
cracker, fucking basically MI6
You know?
cracker and army dude that just infiltrated Arabia for their oil for Britain. So you've been doing that for years. Going into those things, what you mentioned, the army dudes, man. I see, lost my trailer of thought.
Just
man.
read
Got
it.
precept.
Read
They were doing all kind of dirt, bro.
Because I'm getting pissed off, so you know, read that, man.
Psalm chapter 55, verse 21.
Yeah.
The words of his mouth,
Bad boy.
the words of his mouth were smoother than
You
butter,
gotta calm down, man.
but
Yeah.
war was in his heart.
But I'm getting pumped up in
That's
a
it,
like,
that's
you know what I mean?
That's it.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
easy. Yeah,
Fuck
that's
this shit, man.
Passion, man.
Hey,
This is an illusion, man.
it's an illusion. That's all life's an illusion, brother.
That's right, bro.
Hey, but it's true, bro. Look at the fucking reality. Oh, this is what I was gonna say. You know what proves these fucking armies are demons? Because you know what? In ancient war, if you went to war with Syrians and you did what you had to do lawfully, you're not gonna come home bugged out.
Yeah.
You're gonna come home cool. I killed who I had to kill in righteousness. I took whatever woman I needed to take. The Lord allowed it. You didn't do nothing in vain. These fucking armies, they come back and they get that PTSD. The dude starts talking to himself. Hey,
End up like Tom Cruise in Born on the 4th of July.
Born on the 4th of July. The dude they start bugging out. Bro, that proves that they're wicked because in the ancient world, when you went to war, and even the Last Samurai showed you that. Tom Cruise, he fought the Gadites, and he used to have flashbacks. He needed to get drunk, like, because he's having flashbacks of killing the tribes, and that was because it was unlawful. If you're fighting in righteousness, the Lord ain't gonna plague you with them demons.
Yeah,
He did it in
righteous war.
It's righteous
Yeah,
war,
that's
bro.
right, that's right.
So that's how it proves they're demons. They're doing all that wickedness, and when they come back here, they're trying to act like citizens. But you can see some of these Edomites that's in the army. They look all lewd. Us that know in the spirit, when you see them, you know guys that's in the army. They're bugged out,
There's a
bro.
song on that. 5 Finger Punch, Death of Rock Band. I can't remember the name of it, but it goes into all that, and you watch the video, and it's showing American soldiers going over there and killing people, but they end up homeless in America, but they're getting flashbacks and all that. I mean, they're trying to make him righteous, but the lyrics, you know, it goes on. I'm on the wrong side of heaven and on the righteous side of hell, and it's showing soldiers all like in the streets of America.
Yeah.
I've been Black Sabbath had a song like that. Ozzy Osbourne. That's a big song back in the 70s. Pigs, man, and he goes, he talks about evil. I don't want. I want to get the lyrics, but I don't want to be singing these lyrics like it. Someone get the lyrics. Get the lyrics. War pigs. Just read a couple of lines quick. You know what I mean? Because he goes evil. He goes. Let me get that. He goes. Generals gathered in their masses, just like witches at black masses.
But that's true.
Come on.
But that's true because you know.
That's straight.
You know what I was gonna say? I want you to
Generals
say like
gathered in their masses, just like witches at black masses, because it's all about death.
But you know,
And it goes,
yeah,
evil minds that
sorry.
plot destruction,
Yeah.
sorcerer of death's construction.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's a dope song, man.
Hey, Ack, you know the.
It
top-
goes, in
yeah,
the fields the body's burning, as the war machine keeps turning.
Yeah.
Death and hatred to mankind, poisoning their brainwashed minds. And it goes, oh Lord, yeah. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that dude from that block is an illusion. He's actually from that fucking block.
Yes, right.
He's from fucking. Ozzy Osbourne is
You wanna get-
from Grump.
you want it on
He's
now?
from fucking
No,
Aston.
When it gets-
Goes, politicians hide themselves away. They only started the war. You see that? So check this. He goes, politicians hide themselves away.
Yeah.
They only started the war. Why should they go out to fight? They leave that role to the poor.
Yeah.
He goes
the
in
blacks
and
and Latinos. Them dummies, them dummy blacks.
at the end, I'm gonna
Jarhead.
jump to the end.
Jarhead.
I'm gonna go to the end. He
Jarhead.
goes, day of judgment, God is calling. On their knees,
the war pigs crawling.
Wow.
They're calling the this is
Hey,
what's
like,
in the
you know-
lyrics.
you know,
War pigs, Black Sabbath, and
you know
that's
there's-
in the 70s, man.
You know, there's a woman, right? There's a woman. You know, that's that.
That's
that,
some lyrics for your ass.
You know that Edomite
I've
woman.
quite finished a lot of it, you know, so like, bro.
No, that's right, right?
These
Sorry.
niggas are listening to this bullshit. Party boom.
Yeah, that don't mean nothing.
And they ain't got the lyrical content is fucking
It
ridiculous,
don't
man.
mean nothing. It don't mean nothing. It don't mean nothing like that sweet BS,
And
man.
they'll curse out a rock song like that, but the
Yeah.
lyrical
What's
content
that, bro?
is fucking
Yeah,
100%
it's
better
dope.
than that trap record that you're listening to, man.
That trap door. Hey, hey. I want to say something like as well in what you're saying. You know the top people in the army, they are warlocks and wizards because the top generals that in the British army, for example, there's the Edomite. You know that woman Joanna Lumley. You ever heard of her?
I know, yeah.
Her dad's a top general, bro.
Is it?
He's a
Well,
top general.
now, you know what? You were talking about Joanna
Yeah,
Lumley.
yeah.
She announced, like, she's on the BBC. She's a news reporter. You're
I'm
talking about.
she's like
You're talking about. Yeah, the Juiced-in woman.
the
that was
juiced-in woman.
Yeah, the Juiced-in woman.
Joanna
like, she's
Lumley.
old- yeah.
Yeah.
There's another Lumley that's a news reporter. I know
Yeah.
which one you're talking
You know
about.
what I'm saying?
She reminds me of the birds of a feather flock together woman.
Yeah.
Kinda-
She does.
Kind of like looks like one of them women.
She
as
does.
well.
She does. But she's
Yeah,
a bit
yeah.
more like one of the heads over them. He's a
Well,
proper
don't she do
mason.
like tributes to the Americans?
She
and
loves them. She loves them. She honors them because of her father.
Yeah.
And you know they're like top up there, man. So them generals are fucking. They're war pigs, but them top people in the armies are real real demons, man. But then guess what? They'll put the black and Hispanic Latino. You just die on the front line. You get your legs blown off.
Yeah.
You come.
But that's
back
why
and
the Queen.
You get to
people say, oh,
shake
the
Harry's
Queen-
hand.
Like Andrew Tate said, "Oh, the Queen's about it." and
Yeah, I see
respects
that,
her.
I see that.
Why? Because he said, people say because she was in war.
Yeah.
I think that was coming out, but like if you watch the longer clips,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
they don't. They're not on the front line.
Nah,
I think the Queen was on the front line.
Hell
Do you
no.
think she was gonna die?
hell no.
She wasn't gonna die.
Yeah. But you Jakes, you go
She
there
wasn't
to
bossing gun. She wasn't in the army for that. She was. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and even in England, man, you don't even know, man. Like in England, you know how many? There's so many Jakes in the army in England. It's not just America. America's got obviously its Roman army. Bro, do you know how many Negroes are in the army in England? Look, just even look at the plaques of the dead. It's all like the Hispanic. It's all Negroes and Elam in this country, and they're just all frontline fucking. What do you call it? Fodder.
World War
Go
One,
get
World
your
War
arms
Two.
blown off, mate.
Judah fought in World War One.
Judah fought in World War Benjamin.
You got a lot of white women and white men in the south of England that are Judites, man.
Yeah.
Because they
Sure,
actually
sure.
fought and they were stationed
fathers,
in the
yeah.
south.
Yeah.
There's pictures of them dancing. The dude
that's
in
right.
the south could be a white
Brown
boy, but
babies.
he's a Judah.
It's true.
Crazy, man.
Brown baby. Saw a documentary on that BBC.
So that's just deep, man.
It was abandoned. You know, like into care homes as well.
It's funny how you got in England you got a lot of Judites in the south in general. Like London, a lot of Nigerians and that. A lot of Judah in England, even in England in the south. And you got Benjamin obviously in the south. There's Benjamin all over here. You got a lot of Judah in the south.
Scripture.
You're more likely to get like a if you had a Gadite foreigner, you're more likely to probably get him in the north somewhere. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because remember there was that woman from up Scotland, her dad was actually a straight up Native American, and she chased her heritage and that. Do you remember that?
I remember he done the video on it. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, I did a video on it.
Yeah.
Anyway, go on, let's read something.
Revelation chapter 6 verse 4. And they went out another horse that was red, and power was given unto him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. Lord.
Yeah. That's Esau. That's the power. Red horse represents Esau, man. And the power given unto him. You go and reread in Genesis. That's that sword, man. The blessing by the sword shalt thou live. You know, that's how he conquered the planet, man. The Roman army was known for what? The Roman army was known as a great army, and it was famous for its that specific sword it had. That steel and that sword that the Roman army had weren't like a knight's long sword. It was good to like slash, stab. It was mobile. It was a real infantry weapon. It was a deadly. Only Esau could make shit like that. Like it was the Lord gave it to him. But that Roman army, it could do everything in a compact way because they moved the Roman army. the legions, they moved in units and they just sweep through your lands.
They had used to do the shield warfare for shield up here,
Yeah.
shields on here. So
Yeah.
it's like tight locked and they'll stab through the.
Yeah,
I don't know what you call it. I can't remember what you call it. It was a name for it.
yeah.
Phalanx. I think.
Is it
Well, I know the Greeks had a phalanx.
But the
They're
Romans had
Edomites.
they had these long red shields and they was,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
there was this dude, right? It's like a joke, right? But there was this dude, right? Like that did like judo and all that, like up in the that where we were staying at, and he would just sit there watching you, like, because the Greek armies. I was like, damn. I was like, you'd be sitting, I'm like, man, this is getting a bit intense. The Greek armies, see, they use those shields and they had war tactics, the spears from a distance, and he'd be talking like that to you, like you'd just be like, you know. But anyway, that's how they move. If you ever watch the Roman armies,
See,
you
the
see them.
Mosai's dealing with Esau for weapons.
Like, they love it.
The
They love
Mosai
it, brother.
like put him on. Now they got nukes.
That's
Who's
it,
gonna
they
talk to?
perfected that sword.
They love it, bro.
I mean,
And when you see, when you,
8 atomic bombs and all this,
Yeah.
Hiroshima, Nagasaki.
yeah,
People just getting fucking
Getting
decimated.
fucked.
getting fucked
You
up,
know
bro.
what you mean? What?
It's
like
like,
Molly
You
walk
sitting
is-
there, you just get,
It's getting disintegrated.
oh, villages,
bro.
you know what I mean?
yep.
Imagine that, and that's why it's gonna come to the west.
Yeah.
It's called the phalanx.
Yeah.
Like
Put
Kaba
it
said.
in the camera. And that's why they're gonna get a taste of their own medicine.
Yeah.
They've been giving it good.
They're gonna get
But that shows you that.
the nukes, boy.
Yes,
So, okay.
that shows you that that's the Edomites as well, the Greeks.
Yeah, the
Because
Greeks.
the Greeks, they used to roll with a
Well,
phalanx
well,
too.
Oh, yeah,
Rome
yeah.
Rome came basically off of Greece.
That's it. That's it.
Well, there's a
There
term called the
was-
Greco-Roman Empire.
Yeah, exactly.
Like so, these
Exactly.
scholars link it together.
Exactly.
The Greco-Romans.
Even in Maccabees,
Yeah.
they were sending to Rome for remember there was in the Greek Empire they were sending to Rome the Senate because it was beginning.
Well, the
They were
I
sending
don't
for
think,
help and
if
whatnot.
I'm not mistaken, I don't
Well, I
think
might
the
be getting
Romans
that wrong.
conquered the Greeks. I think
It just
yeah,
amalgamated. Yeah.
Whereas the other empires conquered.
That's
like
right.
the Greeks conquered the
Yeah,
Persians.
yeah.
The Persians
Yeah,
conquered.
But they knew they were the same folks.
Right, so I
innit?
think it just fizzled out
Fizzled
into
out.
the
Into Rome.
into the
Yeah.
Roman
Into
Empire.
Rome, that's
So
right.
proves that they were the same people.
Same
man.
people.
Wow.
Same people.
That's what happened.
It just became a province of Rome.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, and they put people under tribute, you know.
Right.
But when you see that they were deadly. That
Now,
Roman army was,
you know,
yeah.
I think
That
I'm right.
Roman-
I'm hopefully I ain't going off on that.
Hey, that Roman army, bro, was fucking vicious, man. Proving that the Lord was with them, man.
Let's
because
read
they-
the scripture, man.
I have a precept.
We read something in the Apocrypha. We read
I've
First
got-
Maccabees.
I've got First Maccabees. Yeah.
You got a quick
Yeah,
precept?
we've
Let's read
talked
it,
about
then
the
we'll
sword
go.
and
Just
missiles.
make sure we're reading the scriptures as well. We can.
This is Isaiah 54:16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire.
And
And
because the most this ain't we're not speaking our words, man. We're just men. All this information, we didn't wake up. All of us were in the world chatting shit. But the most is, and that's why you gotta appreciate understanding, man.
Yeah.
Because you got understanding, it puts you on a level
Definitely.
to be able to go into this stuff. But we didn't get it. This week you can't be proud. Yeah, I know. I know this. No, you don't know nothing.
No, you don't, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. He was given. Come on, man.
Just giving it,
He was
man.
given it from above.
Yeah.
Yeah. A man can receive nothing except to be given it from heaven.
Yeah, he says that.
He says
you
that.
can receive nothing.
Nothing.
Least it be given.
That's right.
The Lord give it to us, man.
Even Yahweh Shai was on that. He said, I can do nothing unless you be of the Father.
That's
Yahweh
right.
Yahweh Shai was like,
Yeah.
he knew that.
He told Pilate, heaven.
Yeah.
You know, Pilate was saying, I got the power to release you and crucify you. He said, you can't do shit.
Yeah, he
Oh,
thought
but
The
the
yeah,
Father
Father
would
yeah,
give you the power.
Yeah.
I got the power.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can do that. I've got this. Bullshit, man. That's just your own lower ego, your own.
That's it.
Yeah,
You think of power for me. That's it. It's true.
remember Herod.
Wait, they saw the championship belt. Yeah.
And they got that spirit too.
Yeah.
You gotta understand that.
Ah,
Like, yeah. You got that spirit.
it's my belt. I got the accolades. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did that. And you know what the funny thing is? Whenever them dudes lose, when they lose, go ahead, Dan, go on.
Acts 12 and 21. That day, Herod,
Yeah.
made in royal apparel, sat upon his throne and made an oration unto them. And the people gave a shout saying, it is the voice of a God and not of a man. And immediately the angel of the Lord smote him, because he gave not the Most High the glory. And he was eaten,
Angel?
and he was eaten of worms and gave up the ghost.
he was fucked. The Lord judged him, man, straight up, man.
Yeah.
And he was loving them, the accolades, that you know, like
This is the voice of a God.
come on,
You know?
come on, man.
And then, oh! You know, got eaten off
Taken up.
words,
And
man.
you know, even Antiochus, when he was so high up, the Lord fucking got him in the gut, and he he had to admit the Lord existed. You know, because Lord humbled him. You know, like how Lord humbles you, innit? He humbled him, and then he admitted the Lord existed. He said he will follow the laws for a period of time. Then he went back to being a demon anyway. You know? Even his men couldn't carry him. Remember?
Yeah, because
But
he
he was so. But
incredible stink.
that's go ahead. Go on.
No,
go
no,
on,
I was about to say it, and what's spiritual about Antiochus?
Yeah.
If you read in the Apocrypha, it says that he aforetime thought he could ascend into heaven and
Yeah.
and count the actual stars.
Yeah.
So that shows you that's the spirit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Of Esau.
Right.
You know, there's pride because
Yeah.
Antiochus Epiphanes' name means God manifest.
Hey,
That's what his
remember-
name means.
Remember a few years
No,
back
no,
when
no.
Remember a few years back when Trump got in power? What did he say? You remember that? We make a joke out of it. Remember? He said to the stars and beyond.
Oh, yeah,
Remember?
yeah, yeah.
And he's saying we're gonna go to the heavens and be. Remember?
Yeah,
Trump
yeah.
actually said that. He said we're gonna go to the heavens and beyond. Remember we joked about that. I don't know if you remember that. I remember that.
man. Not mention it.
I remember that. But anyway, he said we're gonna go to the stars and beyond. That's some
Put that
pride.
in that Toy Story, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
to
yeah.
infinity
To
and
Buzz
beyond.
Lightyear.
Buzz Lightyear.
That's some fucking
Blockhead.
pride.
That's
Yeah,
Esau,
yeah. And he was a blockhead,
Because
bro.
remember, he was in a spacesuit.
Yeah,
space
he
suit.
was.
He's a real knucklehead, that
Yeah,
Buzz,
he was
man.
a true American.
Yeah, Patriot. I got a good.
And later on, he had to humble himself to that he's just a toy, remember?
Yeah, yeah.
Like the rest of the toys.
I have the scripture on the
Because he was backing up all the other toys for acting like toys, remember?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Remember Buzz and that? So,
Yeah, Woody and that.
Yeah, Woody and that.
Yeah, it says Second Maccabees 9:10, and the man that thought a little aforetime he could reach to the stars of heaven, no man could endure to carry for his intolerable stink.
Yeah.
You know? So
Yeah.
the scripture
Man, like, who's that king? The Nebuchadnezzar.
says,
He got made like a fucking claws out of his hands, like an eagle's claws and feathers, and looking all crack potted out.
Please.
That's
oh, the Pharaoh of Egypt.
so cool.
His
crack-potted
first
out.
one got smoked.
Yeah.
And you know, and remember the scripture says that when it was chasing after us,
Yeah.
that the Lord basically closed it back, and the Pharaoh and his armies, it was
They got
drowning in the sea.
done. They got done.
Yeah, the Lord hardened his heart too.
Yeah, God in his heart.
You know, he actually hardened his heart, and that shows you that we ain't got free will.
Yeah.
You do what the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord.
Oh,
You know.
Yeah, but that's deep because
I raised
he
the
let the Israelites go because he got fucked up. They didn't just do it for no reason. He was proud and he got so fucked. Imagine you get so fucked up that you're like, look, man, just fucking go.
Yeah.
And then the Most High, like, he was done at that point. They were done. But then the
Yeah.
Most High made him get proud again.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's the. But that shows the Most High jacked them up with them plagues. I think the plague that got him was when everyone's children were dying. You're in the world, the first kingdom, and everyone's babies
There was
dying.
a great cry in Egypt.
Fuck
Yeah.
that, just fuck off. All our babies are dying. Every one bit. Like, look at, but then the Most High even, because remember the frogs was like, yeah, to do with that.
I think
You know what I mean?
I think the Magi did the same.
Blood rivers.
You know what I mean? He was like, okay, I can deal with that. You know what I mean? But then it just
That's
got to a
nothing.
point.
Probably acting
that's
there.
deep, that's
The
deep.
frogs
That's
invaded.
that's
Probably
deep.
said that's
That's
nothing.
deep because them plagues that took place, the first few plagues, the Egyptian Magi's could actually do the same thing, and then it got to a level they couldn't even compete.
Yeah.
It actually just shows you that there's obviously power also on the left hand, but when you get to a certain level, they can't reach that.
It starts
That's why
getting
you have
spooky,
CERN.
spooky
you
to
know?
them. That's why now
Yeah.
John Todd said it, that he said that witches are scared of Christians.
Wow.
He said that. He said, look, man, they're born and taught that to hate Christians because these are your enemies. The true Israel, like Yahushua said, true worshippers. It's gonna be Israelites. Those you gotta worry about. He said they're your enemy. He said that. John Todd said that. I was watching it fucking 2 days ago. He said the witches are told.
The
You know, he
light,
talks. He said like you taught to hate Christians.
Yeah.
So he knew when he stopped being a witch, he didn't become a Muslim. He knew where it was at.
Yeah.
He know because he's a witch, top witch. So he knew that if I'm gonna combat this spirit, I gotta go to where the light is, and the light's in the scriptures. He knew
Something
that.
about that Bible, boy, innit? Something about that Bible, man. Even all them pagan fucking Vikings became Christians, man.
All the pagan, the berserkers, the Vikings, all of them, they ended up converting to Christianity, man.
Where's that?
Which obviously
To the holy book.
you got,
Yeah.
you know, yeah,
They came to the holy book.
So
Yes, sir.
they heard the word, and it was Jake's pushing that Christianity stuff, but it was like, well, that
They
Bible
came with,
made sense. You know what I mean?
it's true.
It's like, you know what,
What
fuck
is
that.
this? Yeah.
They're worshipping all this shit. They're like,
Yeah.
fuck that. That's what bogged out. All of them.
Oh, exactly.
So you could have someone that was a berserker
Yeah.
that's of the elect. So that
Yeah.
you could have a crazy Jake.
Yeah. Oh, 100, man.
Now he's still crazy, but he's gonna be spiritual.
He's gonna be exactly the Lord's
So
will.
that goes into your Greeks and your
Lord's
barbarians.
will, yeah.
You had berserkers that come Christians. That means you could have a berserker, a straight out Viking berserker. That he's spiritual.
Yeah.
Now them berserkers, they were saying they were like warrior shamans. They were crazy, man. They would become animals in the forest and that, and they would challenge people, kill them, and take their women and all that. And they were living out. Even amongst the Vikings, the berserkers were just fucking out. They were just out there. You know, that's like growling, acting like animals, and that's crazy, man. They were feared, and you know what proves they were Jakes? Byzantine kings hired berserkers, man. Byzantine kings were
mercenaries.
using them. They were using them
Yeah.
like they
For battles.
for
of
battles.
course.
Straight out medieval kings in Europe and
Yeah.
that, like
Yeah,
Christian kings before they converted, they were using them. Warriors and that, they were using them 'cause they were Jakes. So that proves that.
Exactly. And then a lot of them just amalgamated into that society, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Over time, you know.
Or even where there was that Sweden, Norway, they've all converted.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everywhere.
Yeah.
You had even Ireland, you had Ireland, there was like pagan, Celtic stuff going on. You know, they came into Christianity because the Romans didn't even go Ireland either. And over in Ireland, you had a lot of that Celtic Druid stuff going on. In England, you had a lot of that ancient, their stuff, and their ancient Hebrew and that. But they were going off into like all types of mysticism. And that's why a lot of them Irish are kind of like now, they're kind of spooked. A lot of people don't know that. They got a lot of luck and they're kind of spooky.
Yeah, the luck of the Irish.
The luck of the Irish, man, but it's because they're Jakes, but they're spooky at the same time. You know, Irish are witty and shit.
Even
Just
like
like up
that.
here in Scotland. Like you're talking to a Scot, he's already like, his head's like bouncing. Like, yo, he's working you out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Get you,
The
man.
look at you, they're not, you know what I mean? They're not like slow. Hey.
No, they're sharp. They're sharp, man. In the brain.
Yeah,
Like,
they gotta hear what you got. What did you say? On that,
Say that again.
they're not on all that. They're like, you know what I mean? The sharp, man. That bitch is that couple. That was called Atlas. Now why have they called it? I'm not saying, you know, but you don't know. And they moves like the dogs.
Atlas.
The Atlas. Go on, man. Let's read something. 'Cause we can
Yeah,
keep it going on. Go on.
this is a precept in Obadiah 1 and 3. It says, the pride of thine heart hath deceived thee. Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high.
This is why we got to prophesy. Their habitation is high, goes into them skyscrapers. And the cliffs of the rocks. Any city you go to in any part, ain't just America.
Everywhere. Bro.
Everywhere in Europe, you go mainland Europe, you go Germany, you go Holland, you go Spain. Well, different buildings, and it's concrete.
Yeah. It's
fucking-
concrete blocks. When we went, as soon as you get, I remember in Holland, when we went to like, we was in Holland and then we was in with the brothers in the main city. They went Rotterdam. As soon as you get into Rotterdam, it's fucking
man.
high-rise buildings. I think
Rotterdam's
that
crazy,
then
man.
what's their parliament called? The Hague. The Hague.
Not the Hague's. No, the Hague's the third city.
The first. Okay.
So
okay.
you got Amsterdam,
Yeah.
which is the capital.
Yeah.
Rotterdam, which is like it looks like it's the capital, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of government buildings,
It's
but
done
it's a
up
bit
like.
cooler.
Yeah.
It's a bit cooler. The people are a bit cooler. But I think you got the Hague. Now is the Hague the capital? But the Hague's supposed to be no. I don't think the Hague's the capital.
Amsterdam is it?
Amsterdam.
Yeah.
But the Hague's supposed to be all right city, but it's got all that shit going on. as
Yeah.
well.
It's crazy, man. You see, but that goes into what you're saying, man. You go
And
everywhere.
them Holland brothers might watch this and say, "Bro, y'all brothers, you know,
Can't.
Hey,
Hey,
you know
man,
what I'm saying?
you go to these places and it's
You know?
it's fucking high rises, bro. High rises in everywhere.
Hey, the first major skyscraper.
Where's the capital of Holland, man? Someone type it in. I'm curious now. Because you got the free Amsterdam, right?
Yeah.
Now the Hague has got a lot of government buildings. I think
Yeah.
the Hague's got
It's
government
the Hague,
buildings.
yeah, the Hague, yeah.
But it's not the capital. But that's like a bit like America.
Yeah.
Remember
I
America?
think it's like one of them unwritten capitals.
New York
man, you know,
has
like,
got fucking. Apostle Tyler's been saying that you got Washington D.C.
yeah.
with they got Albert Pike statues. In the headquarters of that is in
New York.
In New York.
New York, yeah, that's true, man. So you got places like that, yeah. Anyway, yeah. They ain't got the name, but they're really the main place.
And if you go to America, New York is like London. It's got that complete capital mountain pot spirit more than DC. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
So you can have cities. This place is so big, you can have cities and cities.
Like in Turkey, the capital of Turkey is not Istanbul. Capital, you know, which is Istanbul. Everyone thinks, right? Hey, but it's the capital is Ankara, you know.
Look at that, Turkey, man.
The point that the brother made that the habitation is high, right? The first like major skyscraper was built in 1884, which was the insurance building in Chicago. Now in Rome, they had something called the Insulae, which at the time was like the first major like built when the population of Rome expanded. So if you look at a picture of it, it's basically the ancient world flats, you know, which that started to happen when the population of Rome
Closer.
it swelled up, you know.
They said just fling you in there.
Yeah, you know. So
Bring
that's
the immigrants from the different provinces.
that shows you that America is Rome.
Yeah.
The first major skyscraper built was in Chi-Town. You know, Rome. That's another symbolism, you know, of America being Rome.
Even you've got one of the space forces in America. It's called the 533rd Squadron, and the emblem is the Roman helmet. You know, for that space force.
Wow.
They got Space Delta 18.
And all that information. That's video. That's the video. And the one that's that's the videos. That short videos. That.
Can't. And the one for Space Delta 18, the symbol is the Sphinx, the Egyptian Sphinx, you know, showing you that it's Egypt all over again too. I've done a video on that one.
I mean, we said it out here anyway.
Can't.
But hey, you know,
Nice. Well, that goes into Revelation 11 and 8. Spiritually son
I'm
of
saying it's just good information.
Can't.
Yeah, It says, yep, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?
yeah, because his infrastructure is also like a representation of his pride, you know. That's why the pride of his heart, you know what I mean? Like it's lifted up. In fact, you know, you have something called the One World Trade Center, which was built after, you know, the Twin Towers went down and stuff. And the actual height of it is 1,776 feet, which is the tallest building, you know what I mean, like in America, man. Which obviously, as you know, like Illuminati.
Yeah,
You know?
May 1st, is it?
Yeah.
1776.
76.
Which they,
World
that's
Trade
on,
Center.
yeah. That's on the back of the dollar bill.
Dollar bill.
The bottom, I think it's the numerals on the bottom of the pyramid.
Yeah.
You know, 1776, man.
So like the tallest building like in America is that exact number.
Yeah.
A person can't say, oh, like it's you know what I mean? Oh, it's just a coincidence. It's not.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep. It says, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord.
Yep. They set their nests among the stars. They're satellites. You know. Esau's nest is in the stars, man. Esau's pretty. Outside of every nation that's ever ruled, no one's ever gone to space like Esau has. He set his nest among the stars, man. It says, "Thence will I bring thee down," man. And that was like that space. That was, I believe, that was like during the Vietnam War times, the space race, the space race. And then you had that Hollywood sand, you know what I'm saying, with the flag, and then we went to the moon. You know that era. Yeah, man. When was that? That was like 60s, 70s, isn't it? Neil Armstrong. The arms fought invading Vietnam in that
The
time.
Eagles landed.
The Eagles landed. So that's the space of, you know. But even but the point is they did go to the heavens. You know, they went to the so-called to the heavens. So they went to space, right? You know what I mean? But the Lord was bringing them down, man. That's that Vietnam wartime, and then bringing them down how? Because your society became so fucking corrupt in that time.
Yep.
The American kingdom became. It was kind of cool the 40s, 50s. You know, it was like it was good so-called good times. The 30s, that's right, the 30s, yeah. You know that, remember the Truman Show? That spirit. You know, that's how American society was. The man had the car, he worked, the women baked at home. You know, when the Vietnam War came in, you know, then shall I bring thee down, bro? They came back on fucking heroin. All of a sudden, everyone was fucking hippies. Which, you know,
the hippie movement,
the hippie
people on
movement,
drugs.
free drugs. Which that hippie movement.
LGBT movement started after.
Because that is just to segregate the society.
Yeah, the segregation said, you know, because everyone's on
Civil
drugs, everyone
rights.
wants to this fucking, everyone wants the
There was
fucking
a lot
AIDS, drugs or
of
whatever.
Edomites, like,
Yeah.
on drugs, man.
Yeah, drugs, bro. And then the drugs, and then in turn, how that fucks up society too, is because in turn the drugs now destroys homes, it destroys families. You know what I'm trying to say? The society structure's done. When families can't be
Before
together,
that, Edomites were like
they
that.
were together.
You know, the business suits and
Exactly.
you know, the man was the head of the family.
Got a bit more morals.
That fucked up Esau shit they movement because they were like, you know, the man works, the woman stays at home.
Yeah.
But now with the hippie movement, you got a man and woman with their chest out, smoking, taking drugs. So that fucked up Esau shit. You know.
They fucked it up, man, and that was basically the Lord bringing America down. Hence to what we have today. He's fucking and that time period too. I believe in that time period too was a lot of the civil rights was going on. So then feminism kicked in and things of that nature also. So society LGBT, all these movements
Started.
feminism.
Well, you see, that's how they got the hippies were like disenfranchised, war. They weren't for the
They
war.
weren't with it.
But then that
Peace and love.
led to other like the other movements. The Esau was so slick. That led to other movements. Oh well, let's be free with sex as well. Let's be, you know, LGBT, feminism, all these movements coming in.
Well, that's true as well, because even that whole the sex just became something for, like, you know, like, obviously sex is fun, but you know, it became like you could just multiple partner spirits came. Yeah.
You know, because remember women used to wear
The
like,
dresses.
but
That's
then
right.
it started going
Down up.
to little
Short
short skirts.
Yeah.
Then even in Iran, you had a rule with the Ayatollahs. There was a rule in Iran where for a little bit they had an Iranian ruler that allowed, I think it was in the 60s, they allowed the women to wear the miniskirts.
Yeah, that was
Or
before the
50s.
revolution and that. Yeah.
Right,
Before
but then they cut it back out.
they brought
so
the
there was-
Ayatollahs back and that.
Right, so they accepted that American philosophy for a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, the little mini skirts.
Yeah.
You know.
No, because that guy was a
Now they're not wearing even minis. Now they're wearing trousers.
yeah.
Mad in hijabs too.
Yeah.
Because now they're getting, now all of a sudden they're fed up of the Ayatollahs regime now. So it's, you know, which is all, you know, because we know they're gonna
That
invade
proves
it.
Esau's a devil, man.
That's true.
These Greek freaks, they took on medieval Jake culture with long, and then you just get the shirts, the shorts, it's getting shorter just by time, or this decade, well, that's the fashion. What do you mean, man?
Man,
So they don't have to wear it? Come on.
the fashion of Satan, man.
Fashion. Well, I like my stuff. Go on.
This is Revelation chapter 17 and 4. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand.
Yeah, because she's looking decked out on the outside, man. Oh, yeah, they got jewels there, illumination and that, and then, but, you know, everyone's looking at her feet. Oh, look at it.
Her breasts
That's why
might be hanging
people
out. Like one of
immigrated
them.
to America, and people thought these streets were made of gold.
Gold, yeah.
But all the imports, they got imports going in there.
Yeah.
Things just, you know, things just stop. Like, if you
She
want
was a gorgeous
decadent,
blonde, like he saw a gorgeous blonde.
England, like, you go to a store in America, they got like loads of different chocolate bars.
Yeah.
You can say you get M&M's.
Yeah.
In England, they will only have. I don't eat that, so they got the crunchy, not,
Yeah.
and then they've got like
A Kit Kat.
uh,
Mars bar.
like, but no, but let's just talk about M&M's.
Then you got a crunchy nut flavour.
Yeah, yeah.
And a chocolate flavour.
Yeah.
If you go to America, they're gonna have peanut butter flavour.
Guava, rhubarb.
You see what I mean? They don't have that in
The packet's like a rainbow.
Like a Mountain Dew
But they
flavor.
I'm
got,
telling
they
you,
got
when you see
pure
that-
flavours, man.
When there's that shop, right?
You can't, but that's with everything with the Snickers.
Yeah.
Like-
Like a milkshake sticker.
Yeah, even a milkshake and then you got strawberry, chocolate, vanilla.
Yeah, yeah.
That's it. Over there they got whipped cream. And he thought pistachio. What,
Because now they got a new thing in the UK where they have the American sweets in a particular shop,
I was gonna
but
say
it's
that.
double the price. If you want the American flavors, you got to pay double, sometimes even triple the price just to have it. Certain shops are doing it now, branded.
There's one shop, and you know, even so like even little local shops are starting to get American.
Yeah.
You know, cans and all that. You know.
Yeah,
Anyway, there's
all
one
the
shop,
flavors.
right? And you fucking go,
Isn't that it?
when you guys, there is one shop they kind of got all these vanilla float.
South, man, ain't
Yeah,
it?
but there's one specific store, and it's called Kingdom of Sweets, right?
Oh, yeah.
And it's all American shit.
all American
And as soon as you look, if you look in there, it's like your eyes start going.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
all different colors.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Lucky Charms
Poison,
hanging off the
chemical
wall, all the points.
It's not
man,
real food.
My God,
When
it's
you
not
go,
real
when you
food.
look at the Middle East,
That's
the scriptures
ridiculous.
that your food shall be your medicine.
Kind.
They don't eat like that in the Middle East, man.
My God, bro.
You got that dude that cooks. It's always herbs, spices, meats,
Tahini,
veg. You know
hummus.
what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
That's what.
Olive
That's why the
oil.
Western culture is a
Fresh
fucking joke.
bread.
You got kids on giant sodas,
Yeah.
watching
Diabetes.
fucking
Yeah.
cartoons, drinking the soda. Ooh,
2 liters.
With fucking rainbow veins.
and just eating M&M's and Skittles, drinking the
There's
giant
one.
soda.
Yeah, serious.
Imagine
There's
you
one
eat
pic-
like that and you don't.
like
You don't
that.
eat. Come on, man.
There's one picture. So, go on, Nate.
Even when you look at the middle, like in Turkey, even their desserts and stuff, they got like fruits, nuts. It's all
Yeah.
like nut based. Obviously, it's
Yeah.
got sugar in it as well.
Yeah.
But it's not like just fucking GMO chemical, you know.
It's way better.
Yeah.
So let's say you have a
course it is,
dessert
bro.
of like a baklava. and
Baklava,
that.
yeah.
That's nothing like eating a Western dessert. So it's not bad. It's not that bad.
Yeah.
Well, it's a
Western
dessert.
dessert.
You had a bit of sugar. So what? It's not. It's got fruit in it. It's got. Right.
Western dessert.
It's
is
not
like
that bad.
fucking
It's not as bad.
Cakes,
as
pie on
you say,
pie like
yeah.
that.
It's not that bad.
Yeah. Western desserts and that. Yeah. It's true. The cake pie on pie like that with some fucking multicolored custard,
Turkish, man.
and then on top of it icing, and then on top of it they might even fucking throw cornflakes on top.
I'm on this.
You remember that documentary Super Size Me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
super
yeah.
size.
Where he was just living on McDonald's and his
Yeah.
body was decaying and fuck him up, getting pains.
Yeah, the doctor told him, bro, look, if you do this, if you continue this on, you are gonna die.
Yeah.
He told him.
You're gonna die.
Because even there was one time, it was like, I think it was like 3 weeks in, because he was eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner. He had to, if they asked him, do you want the meal super sized? He has to say yes. He can't refuse. So there was one time, 3 weeks in, he was basically dying. He tried to eat a burger. He was just vomiting in his car, and that. It was like,
Yep.
you know,
Death.
that shit will destroy you, brother, man.
It says,
Yeah, once in a while and all that. That fucking living off that shit, you die, man. Like, you know what I mean? True. You feel that too. Even when you start, you might deviate off of a certain way. You might have a good way you're eating. When you deviate off of that, for example, you feel it in your body, man. Your bones are inflamed. Your fucking, your lungs don't feel good. You know, even a good pacey walk hurts. You start feeling that.
That's the witchcraft usually. Chemical sugars. Oh, it tastes nice.
Yeah, bro. Yeah,
So, but then you're eating
you
poison.
start looking
chemicals.
weak and that.
Yep.
Like, come on, food is actual food. Fruits, veg, spices, that's food.
Come on.
Not a chemical that they put together.
Know that,
A Skittle.
Yeah.
What the fuck is Skittle?
Yeah, Skittle. Come on.
What is it? Like, what actually?
What the fuck is that? It's true.
What is it?
made to
It's
actually-
like lime green.
Skittle.
It's meant to give you the effects of lime.
Come on, man.
Like,
It's witchcraft, man.
What is, yeah, you might as well
It's
eat a lime.
Skittle.
Eat a lime. Like you can make lime desserts, man.
Yeah.
Healthy
It's true, even-
desserts with lime, and it tastes way better.
yeah,
than
even
lime.
fruit juices and stuff, like the drinks that you like, and like sugar drinks, like guava drink, whatever, Rubicon. People make that off of real shit, man.
Yeah.
In the American, South American, and they'll get a real fruit, and then they'll know how to do. They make an ice cream out of it.
Yeah.
They
Smoothies.
actually make a real ice cream out of them strawberries, like fresh in front of you.
Yeah, it tastes better.
You know. Anyway, and it does. Yeah.
Go ahead.
And it says, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication, and upon her forehead
Yeah.
was a name written, Mystery,
Yeah.
Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. And guess what? A mother gives birth, right? Like actual mother gives birth, man. So what the scripture's saying, this kingdom, which is America, right, gave birth to wickedness and like a abomination upon the earth. Man. How you doing, brother? And if you compare where the LGBT
He's joking.
came from,
That's
where
cool.
Yeah, he's having a laugh at me.
and like if you compare, where the first, the first like LGBT movements came from, it came from where, man? America. So that's why it's called the mother. You know what I mean? The harlots, man. The first LGBT communities are from America, but now it's spread throughout the earth, man. You know,
True. That's true.
Coca-Cola. You know, like all of these things.
Everything Western, women's lib,
Women's lib.
LGBT, Coca-Cola, GMO food,
Yeah.
like all of that, it all come burgers.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? All of that.
Hooters.
And it's called what? Americanization.
Americanization.
Yeah,
Amerikanski.
yeah. It's basically
So that's why the scripts Job 8, it says to go and study it before parents. So that's the Lord's giving us the ancient mentality, man.
Yeah.
Like what are you supposed to eat? How do you eat?
Yeah.
What do we do? Like if you Romanians and different, they'll sit there and eat pistachio. Now, if you want to put on weight,
sunflower
you can
seeds.
eat a lot of nuts.
Yeah.
They're so nuts are
Oh,
very
man.
calorie dense.
Very
Very
calorie
The most calorie dense you're gonna get.
Yep.
And people, you know what I mean? You wanna you can naturally put on solid weight.
Cashews.
Yeah, you can.
But people, that's they're gonna sit here eating nuts. I'm not gonna get big.
No, if you do enough, bro,
Nah,
you
nah.
would.
You know what I mean? So there's natural and it's
Yeah.
healthy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
balanced.
Yes, balanced, man.
It's good for you, yeah.
Yeah.
Healthy fats from
It's
nuts.
true.
Healthy fats from nuts. Yeah, man.
So you can,
About
but anyway, they
handful
eat
of
like
daily, yeah.
pistachios.
Oh.
They're sitting there.
Yeah.
Yo, what's he eating nuts for? That's dead. No, it's not dead.
A bowl of fruit in the middle, and like pistachios and nuts and all that. And
Hey.
people would just eat that after dinner. That you know, you just
With a nice
you
tea.
peck at it with tea, you know, as you're talking and all that. That's how it was.
Hey, brother, there's a good film, right? The National Lampoons, yeah? It's like a comedy. The National Lampoons, it's a comedy, old school movie. They're like an American family, and they get this ticket to go France. So they go tour in Europe. These jokes, bro. They go France, and then the guy's got like the father is like he's like a goof, innit? He's joke. It's funny. He's going. He's asking the guy for. He's trying to. What do you call that? Interpret. What do you call it? If I'm trying to speak French, but I don't know it, but I'm reading it. Waiter saying he's saying to him. He basically saying a hamburger, and then he goes. And the French guy, because he doesn't know French, he's like mocking him, innit? And then he goes, I'll have 4 Coca-Colas, and then the French guy goes, oh, American champagne, he called it. So he refers to Coke as American champagne. He says it's a gimmick spoof, but that's American champagne, is Coke. You know what I mean? It's jokes, bro. It's like a gimmick movie, a comic movie, but he was cursing out Americans. American champagne, hamburger and frites, and all that, you know?
Yeah.
He's cursing out American lifestyle. That's in France. Because people in other parts of Europe don't really like Americans and shit. You know, like people in other parts of Europe and I don't like America. You know what I mean? Like America has a bad image. America has like a bad image on the people. You know, like the way how the people think or whatever have you. Anyway, but go on, that. Sorry, that guy.
I was just gonna say after when the USSR was weakening, we had the McDonald's that opened up in 1989, 1990, around that time in Russia. You know, and that was new to them. Man. That was a symbol of America getting up in there.
The Golden Arches,
Yeah.
McDonald's,
You know?
Americanization,
They bought the thing. I'm sorry, like I wanted to say this too, because even the McDonald's came to southern Italy. There was a part in southern Italy. McDonald's came, and then they fucking closed it down within a few months because the kids wouldn't eat there. Because where they were from, in the primary school, they eat fruits and veg and fresh pasta or whatever. The what do you call them ladies? The janitor ladies. They're not
Dinner ladies.
The dinner ladies. They cook them fresh dinner. Aubergines cut up with sauces and spaghetti, whatever, fresh for lunch and that. That's what they feed them. And the kids knew all about vegetables and that. So when they opened up the McDonald's there, it shut within a few months It was in like I think like Puglia. It was like southern Italy. It shut in a few months.
People when they got their culture, man.
You don't want to mess with it.
Yeah.
That's how it just shows when you grow up Western. It's philosophy.
It is, man.
Oh, burgers.
I want a
that's where
happy
you get
meal.
the
You're
little
arguing
brats.
with your mum for a
They
happy
don't
meal.
even want to eat any traditional food. They get addicted to it. Oh, a burger. McDonald's. I want it. And they actually act like that. Start. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You cause a fit. You cause a fit over that, man.
Because if you have a culture, it comes with a diet. You know, like even us, 12 tribes of Israel have a dietary law of how you're supposed to eat. You know, but you don't only go into the ways of like an Esau or even the actual. That's why when Jake got scattered amongst them, Jake started to eat that and worship. You know those things, man. So having a culture is important. You know.
This is Jeremiah 51:7. Babylon have been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, and have made all the earth drunken.
Yeah.
The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad.
Yeah. You know, and that name of Babylon means what? Confusion, man. Now like America is known as what? Babylon the Great confusion, the mother, you know what I mean, of harlots. So who on the planet brings great confusion onto the earth, man?
Amerikanski.
Exactly.
America. So
know?
Babylon.
But then according to it says what? They've become mad. So the one they obviously become bugged out. But now they're actually upset about the wicked culture that you brought into their lands now.
Well, you know what proves what you're saying, because in southern Asia, they were saying, you know what? They said we don't want our celebrities being like the way
China.
you are. Yeah,
Yeah,
they said,
being
you know, we
feminine.
want our celebrities being role models.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
if anyone wants to perform or be a celebrity amongst our people, you have to be a role model to your people. Because they were basically cutting the degenerates of America. Lady Gaga rubs her box in a music video, spits on people and all that. What kind of celebrities, what kind of role models are these?
Remember when she was wearing a meat dress?
A meat dress. Yeah, all kind of shit. Madonna, she's like an idol here. Madonna was fucking a VMA music video, and she was kissing another girl and all that. Britney Spears, you know what I'm saying? Like, for example, they just like they push that the wickedness basically. So the American public and us as well as consumers, it bugs you out.
Yeah.
Whereas they said, and over there in Southeast Asia, they said, nah, we ain't fucking with that. If you want to be a celebrity here, you have to be of some kind of, you have to be like an idol to your people.
Yeah.
So even when you see some of them movies over there, because China's powerful right now, they got some movies, right? And there's movies where their people are like the ones in authority. They're the heroes. They put them, it ain't Esau that's winning in their movies. They put them, they make their own movies. They make their own action movies. They make and their people are the heroes. So then the public of their people can see that. See, they ain't worshipping none of the shit here as much here, you know.
Even in Saudi Arabia,
Yeah.
when you have albums come out,
Yeah.
if it's gonna get released there, you have to have a different album cover if it's not acceptable for the people.
Yeah.
So I remember there was this Mariah Carey album. She had the top half showing, like the skin. On that album cover, that version, they covered it up. She had to wear different clothing if she wanted to sell it over.
Because you know what, but the thing is, you know why they can do that too, bro? Because they've got a form of power. Those other nations, they got a form of power. They can kind of argue against any things that Esau does. Because even them like Ishmaelites, and that, even though they're under Esau, they're willing to fucking fight, go toe to toe with Esau with certain things, you know. Even though they're under him, it's just funny when you ain't got no fucking power. You got to consume the bullshit, man. You know. Yeah, it's there. It's true. It's true. It's true.
He said? Yeah. Isaiah 14:12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations?
And you weaken the nations, man. You weaken the nations. Esau's weakened every nation that is risen up now. Let's say you got the East Indians have a big army, Japan and South Korea link, North Korea link, or I think Japan, South Korea link back up for the first time in. They're linking back up and that. But for a period of time, they were weakened by Esau. Now they're looking at him like, well, hold on a minute, man. We got the same bombs as you. We got just as a mighty army as you. You know what I mean? So hey, go on, man.
Precept just weak.
Yeah.
Jeremiah 50:23. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken?
That's right.
I'm sorry, bro. That scripture is like a direct point onto the one you read in Isaiah 40, because it calls him Lucifer. But if you start higher, it says what? The king of thou shalt take this proverb against the king of Babylon, right? And the scripture calls Esau the daughter of Babylon, right? Which if you go into that word for daughter in that verse means personification. You know, when you come in the spirit of something, you know, a person might say this kid personifies the way of their father. You know, so you're coming in the spirit.
Synonymous with it.
Exactly. So the hammer of the earth is Esau, man. But it actually starts off with what? The king of Babylon, who's who? The elites, man. Right? That's why that word there for Lucifer means what? Light bearer. Right? They think they have light, but the scripture says the knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom. So really it's darkness, man.
To put out the light of the wicked.
Yeah, exactly. And then even like in that verse, the Lord is using that word to like mock Esau. He said, "Oh, how are thou fallen from heaven, oh Lucifer? Here you are. You're supposed to be so deep. Well, how comes you falling, man? You know." So that's what's gonna happen to Esau.
Snap on him.
You're gonna snap on him, and that's the same thing in Isaiah chapter 47. Stand out with enchantments. If you read it in the New Living Translation, it kind of gives a better a play of what the scripture is saying. Is the actual Lord is mocking it. Like, stand now, then. You know, all this time you spend so much time doing your child sacrifices, your pedophilia, you know, abortion in the food, you know, stuff like that. Right now, stand now, because when the Lord comes back and takes Esau out of authority, he gonna realize he's simply a man. That's what's gonna happen to Esau, because now he thinks he's a god. The scripture says that Ezekiel 28th chapter. He you know, those that set as the heart as of a god. Yeah. But when the Lord comes with his chariots, that's when he's gonna fucking realize that you're simply a man.
That was just a man.
That's what he's gonna do.
Is this the man?
Is this the man?
Yeah.
Precept.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is Joel chapter 3 verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up.
Yeah, like the wild ass Persians, man. The immortals. You know what I mean? But the Lord's raising up them immortals again. The Lord's raising up them fucking dynasty kings, man. Them Lees and them fucking them triad K.
White Dragon Society Secret. White Dragons,
they're all
more.
yeah, and then fucking pressure point assassins, man. The Lord's raising them back up, brother. You know, them dudes are serious, man. You know what I mean? Them dudes are serious, man. But even first, what proves as well what Esau was in power, the nations were drunk, because even with those dudes over there, remember for a period of time he was getting them strong on the fucking opium. Yeah, they were drunk and fucking on opium. They everyone kind of lost their way a little bit. You know, then the Lord's kind of just, you know, slowly but surely stirred them back up into their right fucking state of mind. Yeah, they don't play around, bro. Yeah. And if it was like a one-on-one, bro, the fucking Russian army would disintegrate America on a one-on-one battles, you know, men to men. Fucking them lads over there would do that too. But it's gonna happen with the nukes, you know. Happen with the nukes, bro. But yeah, the point is they're strengthened. Yeah. That's the point. Iran, for example, Iran's got nuclear missiles. It's not as strong as those other nations, but it's powerful.
Hey, no,
it's not as, you know, it's powerful.
Hey,
you know?
Yeah, but hey, to add to that, Ezekiel 38 says that Russia gonna be a guard to them.
Yeah, Russia, that's right.
And them Russian missiles, they have to admit that, bro. We can't stop this, bro. Yeah. Like, they admitted that can't fuck with us. Yeah. Like, we can't stop them missiles. So if they get shot, it's done. That's what's gonna happen. Cause at some point during the war, all of these nations that are in league with America going what hate the whore and burner with fire. And a small kind of inkling took place with the Nord Stream pipelines that got taken out. That's hurting fucking Europe, which is kind of known that America had a part to play in this, man. Yeah. Because Joey B told you. He said, basically that pipeline gonna get stopped a couple months before it happened.
I had one more verse. Beat your plowshares into swords
and your pruning hooks into spears, let the weak say I am strong.
Yeah, so for now it ain't the actual time of let's establish our roads again, let's build our school farming again, you know, let's get into our agriculture sector and everything. No, now's the time where it's they're investing in war, man. You know,
They want a piece
nukes.
of East. Yeah, it's true, it's true.
No, them nukes are gonna be used, bro. Like it ain't gonna just be like in a museum, you know. Because basically, the only way like a nuke can be out of service is if it's fucking used, man.
They want a piece of Esau's Ross, like. You know what I'm saying? They want a piece of Esau's Ross, like. They're gonna get him, bro. They're gonna get him, man. The Japanese, they think they forgot about that fucking bombings you did to them. Them Hiroshima, they forgot about that.
The Lord calls. You really did the Lord's nukes.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah,
That's
oh
just shooting my bow.
Yeah.
yeah. I read that.
You know what I mean? It's the Lord's nukes, man. And it's all set up to deliver Israel and to destroy Babylon. Read.
This is Jeremiah 50 and 25. The Lord have opened his armory and have brought forth the weapons of his indignation.
So you're really not the Russians,
The Lord's armor.
Yeah.
you know, the Iran, you're really the Lord's nukes. He's put the spirit on them to build that.
After it dismissed,
You know, so you know when they hit. Because when the nukes hit, then the Lord's coming in the ship. So the Lord, weapons of mass destruction belong to the Most High. Now the Lord had it where in Sodom and Gomorrah it rained fire from heaven concentrate, but now he's using the nukes.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
because Esau doesn't really want to use them. Putin don't want it. He's always like,
Mad.
they don't really want to use them.
The nuclear sword,
The Lord's gonna put it in their minds, man. The angels, man. Because it's exactly.
That's why Edom, when you just tell people at World War III, that's not going to happen. Because they think these people wouldn't actually do that.
they're inward thought.
That's why the Lord's gonna put it. That movie, not to always keep mentioning the movie, but X-Men showed you that first class. Remember? And they started all pressing the buttons. They were in the torpedoes and that they were pressing the buttons and that you know the people governing the buttons and that of the red button. They were all controlled by Apocalypse. He controlled their minds. They're all like that. Press the buttons. You know what I mean? They all just started going. You see all of them. They were under control by Apocalypse. Remember? That's the Lord. Basically, the Lord's Apocalypse. I'm not the Lord's Yahweh.
The 90s cartoon.
Yeah.
The 4 horsemen of the apocalypse.
Yeah.
And he went, war shall be the destruction.
Yeah.
One of the horsemen.
Yeah.
And he showed them making them shoot nukes on each other.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. He's in control, man.
So they've been showing it, man. The Most High. He's behind it.
You gotta make them press the buttons, man.
What he says?
Second
2 16 and 1. Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. Gird up yourselves with cloths of sack, and bewail your children. And be sorry, for your destruction is at hand.
That's right.
A sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it?
Yeah, and that's talking about the nukes. It speaks about that in Isaiah. What's that? 34, 36. About my soul shall be bathed in heaven, and it shall come down upon Adumia, the people of my curse, to destruction. Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. I will pray. Nuked, brother. I'm gonna get born. Burn down Babylon. That's what's gonna actually happen. Go ahead, brother.
It says, verse 5, plagues are sent unto you,
Yeah.
and what is he that may drive them away?
And what's that major plague?
I got you.
Oh, brother, that's it.
Zechariah
You're
chapter
not quick 2-punch combination, like. You know, go ahead, bro.
Zechariah 14 and 12.
Yep.
And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people
Yep.
that have fought against Jerusalem.
Yep.
Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet.
And how exactly is that going to take place, man? But by what? Them nukes, man. You know, fire and brimstone, which when those 5 cities was destroyed during the time of Lot. That's what happened unto them. And it's interesting. The most potent sulfur found upon the earth is there, right? And it's funny, you know, if you see sulfur burn, it burns and then it turns into a blue liquid, and then it runs and then it sticks to you and it burns.
With that brother, remember?
Oh yeah,
He's
yeah.
screaming. What was he screaming? Remember?
Oh yeah, I can't
He was
remember.
screaming about the Lord coming back. Remember?
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. A couple of days ago, man. It was in another town, and then some Jake, you know, he was just screaming, "The Lion of the tribe of Judah is coming back." You know, the King of the universe.
You know, he kind of,
You know?
got was with that brother, like he
Yeah.
kind of like shaking his hand and that. Remember?
Yeah.
The brother got in the
You
car,
know?
he started shouting that loud, like
Yeah. And he was basically
talking
shouting
about the end of the world and that.
to the top of his lungs,
Yeah.
like even the people was bugging out, like, "He's coming back," you know, the King of the universe. And then as soon as we left, as soon as we got in the car, he just went quiet and just chilled, you know. That was 2 days ago. The King of the universe. Oh, and then he said this. I caught that. He looked up in the sky and said, "Hey, a UFO." Like he actually said that.
That was
So,
Damn.
yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, right, man, that's crazy. You know, and in the midst of that, he actually stopped and stared at the sky and said, "Hey, a UFO." And then he snapped out of it. He just like he didn't remember he said a UFO. You know, so what does the Lion of the tribe of Judah have to do with UFOs? Well, it's in the scriptures.
Yeah,
You know?
the Lord's return is in the second Ezra's like 13.
Yep.
It's in the Revelations 19. It's in all, well,
Yep.
I mean, come
Revelation
on.
1, you know,
Revelation 1, that's a good one.
Isaiah 66.
Yeah.
Matthew
Isaiah
24.
66, that's one.
Oh, you said Isaiah 6.
Matthew's 24,
Everyone's throwing them out.
you know, Daniel's 12.
Daniel's 12.
Yeah, man. What else we got?
Isaiah 31.
Numbers,
That
man.
one,
Numbers.
The lions come out of
Numbers.
his thicket.
Balaam,
Jeremiah.
Balak, Numbers
Yeah.
24.
Revelation 1 and
Spirit of
7.
the Gentiles.
Yeah.
What's that?
Isaiah 30.
Revelation 1 and 7.
Revelation 1 and 7. Isaiah 31 has birds flying.
Jeremiah. Is it Jeremiah?
Psalms,
The lion-
Psalms.
John.
What's that? Jeremiah 26 come down. My people enter into thy chambers.
Yeah.
until
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah,
nation
yeah,
be
yeah.
overpassed.
There's a good scriptures in Jeremiah 30. Someone get Jeremiah 30. It talks about King David.
Oh,
30
9,
and
3. I'm down. Is David their
it's
king?
later, innit? 20. But let's read.
David,
Thessalonians.
David,
Yeah.
Yeah.
From 9, yeah?
Yeah.
Jeremiah,
No, start from 8.
Jeremiah 30 and 8. For it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord of hosts, that I will break his yoke from off thy neck, and will burst thy bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him. But they shall serve the Lord Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai their power, and David their king, whom I will raise up unto them. Therefore fear
Future prophecy of us being, being taken out of slavery, man. You know, the scripture says in Luke 1 and 68, he shall save us from our, our enemies, man. So that shows you that, King David being raised up is a future,
It's a future prophecy.
prophecy.
Yeah, that we're talking about back then.
Yep,
So even the Amalek know that King David has to come back.
yep.
So that proves that King
Yeah.
David's going to be there.
Yeah.
How is reincarnation not in the Bible?
Right.
If King David's going to be back. That's reincarnation.
Oh,
Nah, it's not. It's
all right.
revived.
It's
What's
revived.
the same
What are you
shit?
talking about?
Revived,
Yeah.
back. I don't know what vibing, but it's the same shit. Reincarnate,
Yeah.
regenerate. It's the same thing.
Same thing.
You generate again.
Yeah. And
It's
yeah.
like if you're playing a video game,
Yeah.
your character dies and he
Spawns and
spawns
comes
back up. That
Yeah,
he's come back. He's
Come back.
reincarnated.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's not done away forever. He
Yeah,
came
yeah.
back.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And
So you really don't die.
yeah,
You come back.
yeah.
No one ever really.
That's why they put that in video
Oh.
games. You can die and you always can keep coming. You know, and then
Yeah.
penalties and stuff. But that's how it goes.
Hey, remember the scripture says there's some of you standing here that won't taste death till you see the kingdom. So with those, are you saying there's people 2,000 years old that are still waiting? No. This is just some of you standing here who shall not taste death.
You just some like vocab,
Yeah.
mangling that,
Mangling
tap
that.
dancing, the mean believers in Christ. Like, they start ranting.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying?
Hey. But then if you read Job 19, Job said, though after my flesh worms consumed this body, yet shall I see God. You know, he said, when his body is destroyed, I'll see the Savior at the latter days. So how can you get around that one?
Shall my change come as well?
Till my change comes.
Yep.
I'm gonna get that.
Therefore, fear thou not, O my servant Jacob,
Yep.
saith the Lord, neither be dismayed, O Israel, for lo, I will save thee from afar, and thy seed from the land of their captivity.
Which shows you the establishment of the state of Israel ain't a fulfillment of prophecy. Because the Lord said he will save us. He will save the Israelites from the land of their captivity. Not you going back there on ships, May 14th, 1948. Which, you know what I mean? The scripture says he will save us from the land of their captivity. And that salvation is going to outdo the salvation of Egypt, man. So it won't be some event of laws and paperwork into place. The mandate of Palestine, you know, the Balfour Declaration. No, it won't be from no mandate of Palestine or the Balfour Declaration. No, it will be something that will literally will outdo the salvation in Egypt, and His name shall be glorified, man. So we're still waiting on that to actually take place, man.
A lot, and it's coming like that. A lot of the Amalekites don't even believe in Yahweh.
Oh yeah,
They actually don't even.
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's coming out that they don't even believe in the second coming
Yeah.
and shit like that. It's mad.
Yeah. Remember a couple
And
years
then a
ago,
lot of
I
you
think.
so-called Christians, you don't believe in the second coming, man. You're full of shit. You got a prosperity doctrine.
Yeah.
You don't want this place leveled, man. Because you become a doomsday person, man. It's like, what's up with him? The pride of life. Scripture curses out the pride of life. Someone get. Let's read the pride of life. Let's get that and let's read it in an NLV version.
Yeah, like the scriptures.
When you read scripture in other versions, some people can't deal with the King James.
It's 1 John 2:16, but read it.
We read it in NLV.
This is 1 John 2 and 16, New Living Translation. For the world offers only a craving for physical pleasure.
Okay, hold on. Let's read the King James reading. Let's read it. Yeah? Shut up, bro. Shut up, bro.
Offers a craving for physical pleasure, even though
I don't
it ain't
want
a
to
word
read
of
it.
that.
No, he's always
Offers a
on.
craving
I'm
for
sorry,
physical
man.
pleasure. Hey, brother, it offers a craving for physical pleasure, you know.
First
That sounds
John,
like chocolate, sex, like fucking drink,
sex, then chocolate.
sex, melted ice cream,
belt
yeah, championship belt,
That beer.
yeah, the
Rat
best,
spirit.
the best dining.
Wait, it's loading up.
That sounds like the
Yeah,
best.
you got it. You got it. That's real.
1 John 2 and 16. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes.
So that's deep. The lust. That's the KJV. Everything is in the world. There's the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes. I like that. I want now. Let's read it back. Let's read it in the NLV. 'Cause
For the world offers only a craving for physical pleasure.
so that's what it says in that.
Craving. Physical pleasure.
The world. What is the world offers only what? Really?
For the world offers only a craving for physical
That's
pleasure.
all the world offers. Only a craving for physical pleasures.
Epicurean.
True, bro.
That's like that. Yeah, it's a mad, it's a craving for
Epicureanism,
physical
you know?
pleasure, man. That's the world, brother.
That's the Epicurean
That's the
lifestyle.
world
Yep.
spirit, bro. That's true. When you see people in that pleasure spirit, they got that spirit on them. It's just enjoying, like
Orgy spirit.
it's an
Yeah, that
orgy.
orgy
Yeah,
spirit.
yeah,
It's true.
That's why they're always walking around smiling, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And when you're not smiling,
my
people
God.
can't what's up with you. You know
Look
what
at
I'm
that
saying?
orgy spirit on them.
Everything is
That
taste,
pops even.
touch. You know, everything's a pleasure. Everything you do, you're just walking around.
Having such a great time. You're feeling his
Hey, but
ears.
that's why, you know, Conor McGregor's a Jake, but that's why Khabib and Apostles going into them Chetnians and rough war warriors. That's why he choked his ass out, because he lives up there from the mountains, man. You know what I'm saying? And they go back to the medieval
When he was,
choking rough. That's the right
it's
spirit,
only-
man.
when he was
But
choking
when you're
out,
walking around, cakes, touch, taste,
oh my God, bro.
you know everything. Oh,
Wasn't it Usyk that was slacking, bro?
No, go ahead, right?
Wasn't it Usyk that was sleeping on spikes? One of them was sleeping on
Well,
spikes.
he used to have this wooden bed, and he trained in this country in
Ukraine.
and he had like nothing there. He just prayed to his God.
Yeah.
I think it was like a Virgin Mary, he's a Christian.
Like a stoic training.
Yeah, and then he
yeah.
would sleep on the wooden bed.
Yeah.
You know, and there was nothing there.
Yeah.
And like nothing around him, he just trained.
Yeah.
He was into that. That's
Even
rough.
when Conor McGregor was getting choked out by Khabib, he said it was only business or something like that.
Yeah.
And then they're like, bro, you're talking to some fucking mountain hunter. It's only business. He's looking to tear your head off, man.
But he can't just say stuff.
You can't
man.
just talk shit. And
That's
say it's
another
only
problem
business,
with over.
bro.
You can just say shit.
Like,
Yeah, but that, and then you
Find
can,
a lie.
no, but some people will kill you for that, man.
He's looking to
Power
tear
and
his head
life
off,
and
like,
death is in the power of the tongue. You can't tell ancient people some shit, man. They'll kill you.
Yeah, it's
They'll
cursing
watch
against
what the
God,
fuck you
talking
say.
shit about his family. That's how people are in the West. I'm sorry, right? People in the West, they like to talk shit about you, talk
Just
shit
talk
about each
shit,
other.
make
Fuck
jokes.
you, you
Ah,
fucking, fuck your.
That's why a lot of them are
your-
gonna get killed.
Like, yeah, no, yeah.
Every
F
idle
you,
word.
fuck, F you, they'll talk shit about your family.
Every
You know,
idle
like
word.
just loose talking, like.
Yeah. That happened with that Benjamite that cursed out King David. And when
Yeah.
King David
Yeah.
was dying, he told
Oh, yeah,
Solomon,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
this Shimei guy,
Yeah.
listen, smoke him. Make not his holy head go down to the grave. You know, and that's what happened.
It's
You
true.
know, he told him, look, if you leave this town, if you have to, he basically quarantined him or made him stay in a town and told him, listen, if you leave this town out here, by the dead man walking, and that's what happened. His slave escaped and went to go and fetch him, and it was told to King Solomon, and he killed him.
Bro, them
So
people-
them words he said to King David many years ago came back to bite him in the ass.
yeah.
So all you guys that be scoffing against the apostles and elders on down for years and think you're getting away with it, nah. That every idle word you shall give account in the day of judgment, man.
Good example.
Slug, yeah.
Nobody gets away with
Fucking
nothing.
cute
You
slug,
don't
yeah.
get away with it.
Yeah.
That's what the Most High is going to judge. The scripture talks about the tribulation, so that shall judge the whole world.
Yeah.
And what's that in Revelations 3?
Yeah.
But I want to carry on with that.
Yeah,
We're going to
yeah.
carry on with that. But so no one, it doesn't matter. So that's why we've got the tip off.
Yeah.
You know?
Of judgment.
That's why like we get the last laugh.
Yeah.
The first shall be
Inside
last.
scoop, man.
No, and the last shall be first. We got the last laugh because people walk past. No matter where you are in the world, walk past. Like they don't really take it on board. Okay, that's just that. But so hey, the Lord's got a way of doing things, man. The Lord's got a way of doing things. Let's carry on with that.
For the world offers only a craving for physical pleasure, a craving for everything we see, and pride in our achievements and possessions.
Oh my days.
These,
That's pretty deep, man. Really, pride in our achievements and
My
position.
achievement.
What do you do?
I'm doing it.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
I'm doing
What
it.
do you do with yourself?
Yeah, that's what people first ask you.
One day I would do it. All that shit. Feel yourself.
Philosophies, American music and philosophies, that's what they always deal with. They always be burning like fireworks randomly. And was that student from something like that? My house the other day just threw that. Just for fun.
That's real. That's that old school, real spirit.
Yeah, man.
There more than that book?
yeah, it says, these are not from the Father, but are from this world.
Wow.
That's pretty straightforward. There's a couple scriptures now. I'm looking in the NLV, but I think they're pretty straightforward, though, the ones I'm thinking. The scripture that says, seek ye the kingdom first and everything shall be added unto you. Get that in the NLV. I want to see what, but that's pretty straightforward. You don't really need to. But I just want to see what, I'll look at it anyway, but some scriptures are straight. If you can't see it for what it says, you know what I mean? You got problems, man. You got problems, man. Come on, man.
Doing it in this world, man. Doing it in this world, brother, man.
You know what I mean, man?
Making it in that possession.
I got it.
NLV. Want it in the NLV? You got it in NLV?
New Living.
Yeah, read that. He's got it.
Matthew 6:33. Seek the kingdom of God above all else, and live righteously, and He will give you everything you need.
Man, that's pretty. You know what I'm saying? He'll give you everything you need.
Now, if you don't get that,
So like that's the NLT I read. I read that in the NLT, not the NLV.
That's all right. That's all right. That's all right.
I have a scripture for you.
That's all right. Yeah, go.
Colossians 3 and 2. Oh wow, that's spirit. Go on,
I was about to
No,
get
you-
Colossians
that's
3.
No, no,
Brothers.
That's
read
the
them both,
spirit.
innit? Because
I was about to
you
get
got
Colossians
the
3.
parallel.
This is
So,
Colossians chapter 3, verse
Yeah.
3 and is chapter 3. Everyone,
I'm gonna start
Yeah.
from the top. Since you have been raised to a new life with Yahweh Shai, set your sights on the realities of heaven,
Wow.
where Yahweh Shai
It's
sits.
KJV.
This is the NLT. I can get it in the KJV.
Okay, someone read it in the KJV. Let me read it next.
You get it in the KJV.
okay.
Here.
No, these brothers are tripping, man. He's reading every version under the sun.
It says Colossians 3 and 2. Set your affection on things above, not on things on the earth.
See, that's deep. So, you know what I'm saying? So some people want it simplified, but it's deep when it's like, you know, poems, read it.
Yeah. For ye are dead, and your life is hid in. How shall appear, then shall you also appear with him in glory. Wow.
Okay, let's read it in that version.
Yep, it says Colossians 3 and 1. Since ye have been raised to a new life with Hamashiach, set your sights on the realities of heaven, where
The
Hamashiach.
realities of
The
everything.
realities. That's real life.
Yeah.
The truth is real life. That's
So
gonna be real life.
So everything else is the matrix.
Fashion of this world fade away.
It fades away. It's like a dream. The scripture said when you wake up a bad dream.
Yeah.
It was bullshit.
Yeah.
The things that are seen are temporal.
Yep.
Things that are not seen are eternal.
It's the realities of heaven, man.
The realities.
Yeah. It says, set your sights on the realities of heaven, where Hamashiach sits in the place of honor.
Well, I gotta say, even this
Damn.
kingdom's not real because you're not dealing with the earth. You know what I mean? People, these animals that people are eating, they don't even see animals. You never see animals. Who's talking about that? What the fuck? You go in the vending machine, you can press a button and a pack of meat comes out. Like, what the
People
fuck?
never seen a cow ever.
You see? Come on, that's the matrix. That's not real, man.
That's not real.
Wow.
And they want to even be more like that. Robot cities, smart cities, go vending machines, bloop, and you might get a fake meat. It looks like a meat and it comes out of a. This is the matrix. It's not real.
Yeah, it's not.
Now, over in the Middle East, they're farming, they're killing them animals, man. And they're eating them on the same day.
Yeah.
Most people have never dealt with an animal in that way. And like we said, they hardly see animals. Like we said, you got to go to the zoo. And who goes to the zoo?
Kids are crying.
Go ahead.
It says, it says, on the realities of heaven, where Hamashiach sits in the place of honor at God's right hand.
deep.
Think about the things of heaven, not the things of earth, for you died to this life,
Wow.
and your real life is hidden.
Your real life.
Real life.
Real life.
This
Real.
version, yo, I'm sorry, man.
Real life.
That, no, that's tripped out, man.
Yes,
So
that's
basically,
Real
you're
life,
not even
because-
really living here, man.
Because
You
you're
start
dead.
talking like that to Esau.
This is the
Esau's gonna want to put you in a psychiatry.
Yeah.
This ain't my real
In
life.
my real life.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's the
Because you're dead to this world.
that's what he was doing,
Wow.
man.
Oh,
Or Neo, whatever he was saying. You know what? This
that's,
isn't real. Look at
that's why it says the earnest expectation of the creature waiting for the manifestation of the sons of God. You know, that's the when we you know, hopefully we get saved and are changed. That's our final form. That we're finally gonna obtain, like we're finally gonna actually live up to that name of Israel. We're finally gonna be, you know, even though we actually are, but right now we're in a dead state. We're finally gonna truly be the sons of God, man.
we're not even living in a real life. We're not living a real life here. They said it's needful I'm here, but when he actually went, you have to imagine what you don't know, but you have to kind of picture what he's dealt with. Up. He didn't even want to deal back here. He saw some real, he saw the reality, like, and came back to the
Like you know what tripped out? His scenarios, man. Like Lot, he was put in Sodom and Gomorrah, and he had his missus, and he thought, yeah, that's my life. And he got delivered, and almost like, don't look back. Like he thought that was his life. But that weren't really what it was.
Yeah.
And then everyone got zapped. And the missus like, huh? Yeah, that was it was like a test. Like in a Matrix, man, it was a scenario that you got through. A test of your faith.
Yeah.
Imagine that your life in this world is the test of your faith.
From the beginning.
That's crazy, bro.
I don't want to go that
No,
deep,
that's
but
really- that's
it's
crazy,
fucking.
Imagine
Trial.
that.
Crazy.
Life is a test of faith.
Yeah, but I believe like my mum, my life, my wife, you know what I mean? But then it's like, well, now if you fall out for that, you failed the test.
Yeah.
Oh, and then the nukes come. I can't believe. I didn't believe that could ever have the nukes in the sky. What? And it's gorgeous for amendment. It's there's many things that the nukes are called. The judgment of man. But you know what I mean? Or you know the program is getting deleted now by the nukes.
Wow.
It's going to be left to rubble. You know what I mean? But I thought this was. No. You failed. You failed.
Wow, yeah. 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 Yeah, that's crazy.
It's crazy.
They go,
And there's no that's how you know it's it's an illusion of the Most High, because there's no escape from it.
Yeah.
Like the nukes is just deleting the programming and everything's actually going to be dissolved.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Cooking no matter how you
It's
slice
not going
it.
to actually go.
Yeah.
The air, everything's going to start disintegrating around you.
That's
But I
crazy.
thought you're going to start dissolving the ground,
that's
man.
right. Out with the 16-bit, in with the HD. Crazy, bro.
That's tripped out,
That's
man.
tripped out.
What? You know what I mean?
At the end of the day, like, you can't hide the fact that judgment is going to come.
Yep.
So whoever you got 9 Rolls Royces, it's gonna go.
And the Edomites are so kind, the elites, they think they can escape the deletion of the program.
Yeah.
They're gonna get in the Benzes, they're gonna get in that, like they're gonna hide.
Hey,
But then
so-
there's another program for them. You know what I'm saying?
Those
Angels,
the
gods,
diggers of hell, yeah.
you know, just manifesting where they're at. What? I mean, I hit well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They're trying to hide in those parts of the games where you shouldn't be at. The glitches.
That's it, isn't it? That's it.
Them dark corners. You start jittering.
Is revealed to the whole world.
So that's what we said. Yahweh Shai, which is our life, which is a life for everybody, really, man. But yeah, it's got to be revealed to the world. So it ain't been revealed yet. It's going to be revealed through them nukes,
Yep.
Yeah.
them chariots.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know about that. I know that I'm just living. I do what I'm doing.
Wow.
No? Bullshit.
And that's heavy because our Lord actually comes in the midst of World War III.
Yeah.
That's crazy,
That's
man.
crazy. Yeah. It's going to be revealed through World War III.
Every eye shall see it.
And that shows the elites ain't controlling. There's gonna be no new world order. It don't exist. Even if they're Albert Pike, the 3 letters of war, man, that was before him. He don't control nothing. When Yahweh Shai is synonymous with World War III. The fire is the second Peter's 3. The second death. And
Second death.
it's the second death.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
like the Thanos and people like that, and the apocalypse changing the missiles, the fire is going to change the world. Chariots are going to be burning shit. Chariots are going to be over certain cities burning, government buildings that don't get hit and stuff up. Everything's going to be getting reset, changed.
Like fire.
And they know that's why they put that in there. Like when they put like these alien movies, they're always trying to change the Earth's atmosphere. Like you talk about Krypton, that they're trying to change it to Krypton. They got the machines. War of the Worlds are trying to change that. That's going to be the nukes with the fire and the chariots, burning up the concrete to bring it to paradise. To the
Sending the world engine, bro.
so that's why you can't be a part of this world.
Disintegrate this
Yeah.
place.
You know the fashions. This what I'm a part of this. No, all that's going to be dissolved, man. Memories.
Imagine that. Just the man.
What was that song? Imagine all the people.
And we're gonna laugh too. Them fucking,
John Lennon.
them fucking, them comic book. We're gonna laugh too when that happens.
Yeah.
Disintegrate.
Imagine all the people.
Peoples. Yep. It says,
Hey, you gotta be Ephraim, right, man. You just said it was funny. You should have said thing. Go on.
it says, when Hamashiach, who is your life, is revealed to the whole world, you will share in all his glory.
Yeah.
That's when we're gonna finally live, man. We've actually never lived, bro.
Joint heirs.
Joint heirs, man.
Who is your real life, you know?
This is who is your life.
This ain't living,
The
man. We're
awful
dead. We're
finish-
dead, man.
The author and finisher of our faith, man.
Yep.
You know,
We're dead in this world, man. We're
Like-
in slavery, man.
like faith and hope exist until what you hope for comes to pass, man. You know, and that's you know what I mean.
And you know what? You know what's funny? You get them moments sometimes where you think like, you know, you might be daydreaming. You think, what the fuck is this shit?
Yeah.
Every day,
Yeah.
Yeah, you get. That's it. You might just be living. You're doing something that day. Something's going on, but then something pops in. What is this?
What's
It's
going
like-
on?
Yeah.
every day.
You just get like, what the fuck is this? The same. What is this BS, man? You know. Sometimes you don't even. It's like you don't even know. You know what? You got to do the work. Sometimes you don't know what to do in this world. You say, what is this, man? When, you know. Anyway.
It's like the truth, and it bothers you. Sometimes you plug out for like a split second, then you catch yourself. Insanity, man.
And in the Truman Show, he wasn't following the script that they written for him. Remember?
Yeah.
And he was tripping out on everyone in the Truman Show, and like, and he wanted to get out of there. You know. Then he found out it was a fucking puppet master.
Yeah.
You know.
That's why there's a scripture that says it's impossible for them that were once enlightened.
Mm.
You know, basically, if you fall out. Let's get that and just read it in the NLV and we'll close out. Let's see what that says. Because that's going to be good in that NLV.
Yeah.
Imagine that, like,
hard
you
hitting,
can,
isn't it?
imagine that you can get the understanding, but then for the loss, whatever, you know, you just fall out and start being base, and that's like crazy. But, you know, be able to, because it's a fight, it's a continuance. You know, but imagine, it's like you said, I was just picturing someone doing the washing up and you hear it all dishing out the plates, you know, the you know, cutleries and, you know, and it's all quiet and creepy, and everyone's like, waiting for the food and the cutleries. You might be doing that, and in your head you're like, what are we doing?
that's what I thought.
Oh, bro.
I thought about sitting down to dinner. When he would have said that, I was thinking about sitting down at the table. Man.
The cutlery.
Yeah, everything's getting laid out.
Man,
That's some family meals, and everyone's just, and they're just in the room. There's no one spiritual. They're just in the room.
Yeah.
Family meals.
You hear you hear the knives, the forks, all the cutlery.
What the fuck is this, man?
hey, I just, bro. Sometimes I'm doing the forklift, man. I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
You know,
Higher plane.
or at work, you have to speak to the manager. You're like, whoa, what the hell is this, man?
Let's read that.
Yeah, this is
You might be getting
Hebrews.
too tripped in this one, man. I don't know, man. Let's read, man.
Hebrew in OT, yeah.
Yeah,
Hebrews
yeah,
6.
Close out, man.
Hebrews 6 and 4. For it is impossible to bring back to repentance those who were once enlightened, those who have experienced the good things of heaven and shared in the Holy Spirit, who have tasted of the goodness of the word of Yahweh and the power of the age to come.
What we reading? NLV.
That's NLT, yeah.
Yeah. And who then turn away from Yahweh. It is impossible to bring such people back to repentance by rejecting.
That's why the Lord said He's going to begin with judgment at His house first. You know, it's the dudes that know that they're Israel, that teach the wrong things, dudes that fell out into the world. Because you never lose what you know things. It's when you cross the line and you fall back out. You've crossed the line, so it never leaves you. You're gonna them demons are gonna get hold of you. It's still in your head that you're going off. You know. So hey, man. I was saying that based on what you just said there. You know. I was reading that. Yeah.
It says, and who then turn away from Yahweh, it is impossible to bring such people back to repentance by rejecting the Son of Yahweh. They themselves are nailing him to the cross once again.
Yeah, exactly. That's that one. You have to crucify Yahweh Shai afresh. Like
Yeah,
basically,
KJV says that.
Exactly. So pretty much that's what you're doing. You go back out there exactly like
That's right.
Gift to be enlightened.
yeah, man.
You know, and how Shai died on the cross for everyone to be brought back in. So like that's how it works. So you're saying, well, I can get this knowledge, be worldly, come back in. Nah,
And do what I want and all that. Nah,
you don't work like that.
exactly.
Let's
Like
try
that's
to
the
come up with a
spirit
That's
of
why you ain't getting back in there. You're fucked.
dust off the old garment type shit, innit? Like,
Because
Let's
that's
stick at it,
that's
bro.
how much, that's how honourable and how much worth the knowledge is in gold and silver. It's like it's like, you know what I'm saying, it's valuable like that. You can't just get it and go, come back to that.
it's nothing, like, yeah.
You can't do that with
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
That's how much, you know, like you get with a woman, you break up, you get back, but you can't. Now, spiritually, we've done that with the knowledge, but that was the most how we got brought back in.
Yeah.
But you can't get the knowledge and do that. Oh yeah, I'll come back to that. But you can't do that. Like a casual, you know, you might like rugby or soccer, but you're more into soccer and rugby. I play that once when I'm ready. No, you can't. This is wisdom. Let's get Isaiah and wisdom and knowledge. So let's read it in that NLV or whatever you got.
Isaiah chapter 33, verse 6 in the NLT. In that day, he will be your sure foundation, providing a rich store of salvation, wisdom and knowledge. The fear of the Lord will be your treasure.
So that's our treasure. Wisdom and knowledge is our treasure, man.
Foundation.
Sure foundation.
Yeah, and that's
the Lord,
yeah,
yeah.
Shai.
Yeah, and look, there's a precept to that. One of the scriptures speaks about a man who built his house upon the rock, and when the storm and tempest beat,
And the wind
the
blew,
wind blew, which is the trial tribulation.
and the floods came.
The floods came. It didn't fall because it was found like on a rock.
When the enemy shall come in as a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him.
That's right. But the man who built his house in sand, he was quickly taken away.
So like wisdom, knowledge, and it's all a gift. Faith is a gift from the Most High. You can't get it. Oh yeah, no, that's a gift. Like that ain't a casual thing. That's all. You know what I'm saying? Like that's gonna be deliverance, and like you can't just get it and take it. So that's how it is. The Most ain't getting played on. You know what I mean? He ain't making you play on it like that. He ain't gonna make it have it. You know, and then like he's got that Gadite kind of look, man. I'm not saying he is, but he's got his dress like one. But he's most likely gonna make you like get it and go here, like you take it like that's a cash thing. No? He makes examples of people like that, they get fucking destroyed. That's how it is. Yeah.
Galatians chapter 4, verse 9. It says, but now after that ye have known the Most High, Yahweh, or rather are known of Yahweh, how turn ye again to the weak and beggarly elements, whereunto you desire again to be in bondage?
That's this
We
world,
gotta
man.
read that in the NL.
That's this world, man.
Yeah.
To be in bondage.
Hey, the Lord refers
So that
to
man,
it.
I'm just I don't know why I'm gonna read these in the NLVs and that. Let's read that as well and that. Let's see what. Oh,
Is-
that was heavy hitting.
That was
Verse 9 in Galatians chapter 4, it says, so now that you know the Most High, or should I say, now that the Most High knows you, why do you want to go back again and become slaves once more to the weak and useless spiritual principles of this world?
Yeah, you know what? No, we are. Yeah. All praise to you.
Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem,
wow, that is wow. That is not, bro. Wow.
Chips out.
That was like a overhand right from
It's okay.
Okay,